Floyd and he was me,
Yeah.
he would never have to fight again because that exhibition shit,
Yeah.
as me being his little brother, hey, little bro, we finna do 10 rounds and we both gonna get 100+ million for it.
Right.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well,
Right.
well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. "4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? What up? What up with the family? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling on this good Wednesday? Man, we back to build on this boxing and give it its just due how we always do. How only we know how to do, man. Y'all already know the Just Do boxing room etiquette, man. Smash the like button on the way in. Let's get the little stuff out the way. Sub to the channel if you new. Turn your notifications on if they not. Come say what's up to the fam if you haven't, Come have some fun with us. Come chop it up. Come build. We're going to have some fun. We're gonna chop it up. We're going to talk about this boxing today. We got a couple things to talk about as we always do, man. So y'all already know. Let's get to it. Support the grind. We're going to keep building. Where we at on the likes? We at 1 million yet, man? Not yet. We're going to get there. OP, what's good with it, fam? Damon, what's good with it, homie? BJ in the building. Tony, what's good with it, fam? Mike, Mazak, what's good with it, Mike? Mr. Big Play Brett, what's good with it, fam? Guys, seeing you on Clay channel. You was dropping dimes. Hey, man, shout out to you, bro. And big shout out to my guy, Claymore Rain, man. Salute to the content creators that's out here just trying to build this sport up, man. Build on boxing. You know what I mean? That's something that, pulled me over there to Claymore, man. He like to try to build on boxing as well. Not try, he likes to build on boxing as well. So anybody that like to build, I'm going to definitely tap in. Appreciate you sliding through too, bro. Mark West, what it do, homie? Banks, word him up. You know it. Reef, what's good with it? Shout out to my dog, Omega Red. Salute to a real one, man. Right back at you, man. Right back at you. Solid as they come, bro. And again, you already know without even saying, man, I appreciate you just for being solid as always, man. Just being real, supporting the real grind, and we just going to keep riding out. We going to keep building. We going to have some fun. We're just going to talk some about Wish I could rock that out a little bit longer. That song is always a classic. Big shout out to Omega Red. Appreciate you, bro, as always. But yeah, man, we going to get to this boxing, man. There's always something to talk about. Again, I didn't get to Lamont Roach when he went on when he went on the Cam and May show. So we probably get to cover that today. But we're gonna get to a couple things, man. We got a interview, or not even an interview, video from Paulie that he did over there. It's on ProBox TV. Now we gonna talk about. I mean, he leaned in the tank, you know, and you know, I'm gonna let y'all hear it, but I'm gonna definitely give my take on it. And I get it. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody sees things the way they see it. They make their assessments as they see fit. You know, I don't deem everything as hate. I don't deem everything as hate. I just think, you know, some people are super opinionated, just like anybody else, right? And they, you know, he has a way that he sees things. But for me, like, I always use conversations like that, not to go back and forth, but to highlight. You see, this would fall almost along the lines of that hate, or what you call it, or just tough, harsh criticism. I never do that. I try my best to highlight what I think these guys do at the highest level and just give them their credit. That's why I'm Just Do. You get what I'm saying? Y'all gonna hear me say this forever. As long as I got this channel, this is really why I be here. This is why I get up here every day and build for hours on end. I be doing my best to try not to shit on the sport, but I'm not gonna say that's what Paulie was doing per se, but he definitely had a very strong opinion on what he thought about Tank. And I know a lot of people ain't feeling it. That's the unpopular opinion. I mean, he leaned in pretty good. He was passionate, animated, hyped up. You know, it was a little back and forth with him and Chris Algieri, but it was mostly him just giving his take on you know, how he see things. But like I said, I knew the minute that the fight got announced as a draw, I knew from that point on, I knew that we was going to get like the conversations that extend far after the fight, good, bad, or indifferent, tons of opinions. People, you know, some people, this was like Christmas came for him, like him having a tough fight. You get what I'm saying? Some people wanted to see this, but for the real boxing supporters, man, we just genuinely rooted to see a great fight. And we made our picks for those that made their picks, right? And it played out much differently than a lot of us thought. So it's okay. But that doesn't make me look at the guy and then start questioning everything he is off one performance. It's one fight. Now, if he does this, he get in there and all of a sudden you start seeing him perform a certain way consistently, I get it. We got a real conversation there. But one fight as opposed to the other 30, where you pretty much seen how consistently he is as a performer, it's tough to just reduce him to the one time that he had a draw and he didn't even lose. He didn't like he performed terribly. Like he had some lows in the fight. He had some moments, right? But he human. And I think that's all that fight ever showed me, right? There's going to be more of a conversation if he continues to go out here and underperform. This would be new for Tank Davis, right? To not live up to the expectations, right? This would be one of the times that, you know, expectation and reality was two different things. The expectation was, oh, you go in here and dominate this guy or beat this guy up, be competitive, but you stop him. Reality was that it was a competitive fight. They both got their licks in. They both gave and got just as good as they, you know, it was just back and forth, ebbs and flows, and he did knock him out. So that's the reality. And it seems like to this day, people are having tough time just accepting the reality. It's okay for guys to have good fights, close fights, tough fights. That's all good. This is sport. This is competitive sport. Dudes want to win. Dudes gonna get Tank gonna get the best version of these guys 9 times out of 10. Because they coming in there, that they know the opportunity, man. Dudes ain't scared to try to go get it. And that's what Lamont Roach did. He showed us. That's all. Spider-Man was good. Paulie knows. Danny Garcia, the brakes off him. He quit. Shout out to you. He came in swinging. PJ's big dog. What it do, homie? Cornelius, what's good? Player. Teach. What it do? We watch Keep Good go off on Corey. Everyone. Yeah, we did. They had fun with it. Crush the Legend. What's good with it, bro? Goody the Great. Shout out to you, fam. Before the Roach fight, Paulie was on Tank. One performance, and now he's on Canelo rant. Yeah, he just ranting. Like, he just ranted. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think it's so much hate, but I think people are taking the one performance and they're treating it like it's something that you've seen all along with him. And this is what he normally does, right? It's not a situation where he underperformed, in my opinion. He didn't. He just had a guy that has raised his level and was really there to win. That's what it was. He was there to win, and he wasn't doubting himself. He fought a guy that was very confident and sure of himself. You get what I'm saying? That's all. That's why I say this, y'all. It's that's I blame that on boxing, that we don't get fights like this with more regularity so people could stop overreacting. Once it becomes the norm, you seeing your favorite fighter have good fights, close fights, tough fights, and everybody kind of simmer down a bit. I think good fights, close fights, in some situations, draws might be good for boxing. And I never thought I'd say that. But if a draw is going to lead to an even better fight or potentially another great fight in a rematch and then other fights after that, I'm all for it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm all for it. But for me, y'all, I just can't reduce Tank Davis just to one fight that he had a draw, because I do math. I don't know how everybody else do their assessments and do their math. For me, I do math. That man got 31 fights now. One of them is a draw. The other 30 is successful. 28 of those was knockouts. You get what I'm saying? I seen that body of work, so I still believe in him as that same talent. I don't look at that one time that you had a good fight and then overreact. And it wasn't like Lamont Roach is some trash fighter. That's why I say maybe it's time for people to start reassessing how good these fighters are, or what these so-called levels are that they had these fighters on. They didn't get a man enough credit. Let's start right there, man. Let's start right there. Let truth be told, he didn't get enough credit. That's why people are overreacting like this. Had he gotten the credit that he deserved as a legit champion, whether it was in 130 or 135, don't matter. He proven to be a legit champion, right? He defended the belt. It was a large percentage of people just not giving him enough credit for that because it wasn't in the current weight class that he was competing in, not taking into account that he's going to be the bigger man on fight night, all these different things. You get what I'm saying? He won. He was a legit champion, right? Let's start there. Let's start there, man. I don't give a damn if it's 5 pounds below. So what? We know goddamn well he can take his talents and his skill set up 5 more pounds, bro. We know this. We know he can do it. Let's start right there. That's what the problem is. They missing it. And it wasn't Tank to just fault. It was somebody else in there. Lamont Roach was there too. Tank is half the fight. Get what I'm saying? You start right there. You didn't get a man enough credit. So now that he exceeded whatever your expectations was in the back of your mind, now you overreact. Instead of saying, yeah, you know what? I might have missed some things with Lamont Roach. I might have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing wrong with saying that. I might have underrated the man. I might have overlooked some things that he do well. You get what I'm saying? People look strictly at the numbers and the name and who's the bigger name, and they didn't look at the matchup. Stop being fooled by the names and pay attention to the matchup, especially when it's guys that know each other. Let's start there. That's where people messed up at. Yeah, all of this blowback. Now look, I'll say this. Not all of it. Some of it is fair, honest, because it's, Tank did some things where he left the door open for criticism. There's nothing wrong with criticism, right? Nothing wrong with that. But the fact remains that we didn't give the opposition enough credit going into the fight. This is why people having like a shell shock reaction. Am I wrong? Am I off base? Some people have like a shell shock reaction where they like, yeah, there's no way I could have been a little wrong about Lamont Roach. I'm just right about Tank Davis not being this or that. You get what I'm saying? And that's the angle they want to go. So look, y'all know me. I don't set up builds to try to shit on people. I say this all the time, probably every live stream. Y'all gonna hear me say this. It's like my disclaimer. I gotta make this clear. But at the end of the day, man, we really do got to do a better job giving these dudes the credit they deserve. Start respecting them as the champions that they showed you they are. You get what I'm saying? Then maybe when we see a good fight, we won't go crazy about it. We won't be trying to reduce a dude to just that moment where he didn't look his best and say, yeah, that's who you are. See, we knew it like that. That's not even realistic. That's terrible math. What about all the other fights? You get what I'm saying? So, and I could see if, you deem Lamont Roach on some level that, that none of his other opponents were on. That wasn't the case either. So, you get what I'm saying? It's time to just start giving these dudes more credit. This is why I do my best to speak on both sides of the spectrum and try to get these dudes they just do. Because without it, you're going to miss some shit. You're going to end up, just reducing the guy to one tough moment, one tough fight. That's like saying after you got beat by Cotto and he hammered you. After you got beat by Cotto, are you just a loser now? Are you nothing after that? You get what I'm saying? Like, you got mowed down, and this is with all due respect, you got mowed down by Shawn Porter. After you got mowed down by Shawn Porter, do we take everything that you've done up until that time, you being a 2-time world champion and all of that stuff, do we now throw that out the window and say, yo, you got, look how he look? We knew this was what he was. He wasn't shit. He pillow fisted. So look how Shawn Porter just walked through him. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, we got to stop reducing guys to the one time that they didn't look the absolute best, or the one time somebody really gave them a great fight. That's all I'm saying. It's not real math. Look at the body of work. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, you can highlight some things and point it out, but you just to make it seem like it's just, this guy, yeah, he mentally shit, he weak. I just can't go that far with it. I need to see it inside the ring under the lights with consistency is all I'm asking. If I can see him consistently having these issues, consistently being in situations where he's doubting himself and going outside his character, you know, throwing the shoulder shrugs, taking these, like, this is all new. Like, right? You get what I'm saying? You don't have a body of work or several examples for the most part, at least under the lights, where you could say, see, we've always seen this. Yeah, you see the frustrations, but you can see that from any fighter. They human, they get frustrated. You get what I'm saying? But I still just can't reduce them to like nothing over this one fight. I can't do that. For me, you know what I mean? Respect to everybody's opinion, because I get it. People see it differently. And like I always say, it's all good, man. Yeah, he got all the tools. Absolutely got all the tools. And I don't think he cared that much. I got a little clip from him where he just briefly spoke about that. We heard him speak, but I'm going to play it again just to highlight like what you're saying as far as that Hall of Fame. In his mind, he already made it. Ray Patterson, my Jersey brethren. What's good with it, bro? Jordan, what's good, homie? Dad one fight. Yeah, same thing. We in boxers in general, we got to stop doing that to him. I mean, at least I'm not going to do that. I can't tell nobody how else to call it. I'm just going to try to call it. Now, I ain't going to try. I'm going to always call it how I see it. I'm always do my best to give the guys their credit before taking it from them. Free Smoke was good with my things. Paulie can talk like this. Roy Jones, Ray Leonard, Floyd saying that. Cool. 2 cents what it do, homie. Boxing with 2 full. PGH Big Dog in the building. Peace to the Queen Lisa. How you feeling today? Trade Skills, my dog. What's good with his Zoom verse? What's good with it, bro? I already know Zoom was covered in hot. Shout out to my dog. I'm gonna play it, man. I'm gonna let y'all hear it. I know people wasn't gonna be too fond of the things that he was saying, but I always can take conversations like this, criticism like this, assessment like the one that Paulie had, and I can still give it his just due. I can still give the fighter that's in question his just due, despite anything Paulie is saying. And I got all respect for his opinion, because I come different. He actually done it. He actually had a successful career and so on and so forth, right? So that don't mean I got to agree with him, but I'm not big on disagreeing either, right? I just understand he got a way he see it. I'm gonna let y'all know how I see it, and you know why I don't see it the way he quite do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe as a fighter, he just sees something different. You get what I'm saying? I'm willing to acknowledge that. Maybe it's a little different. His assessment is gonna be what it is because he actually done it before, right? So cool. With respect to him, I still don't see it the way he see it. Eric R, what it do, homie? How you feeling? So overrating and undervaluing every fighter. That is true. I agree with that. They had history, and Lamont is a champion. That is a fact, bro. You don't always lose in a loss. Yep, some guy improved for the better from a loss. Talk to him. That whole comment is spot on. Shout out to my guy, Eric. Stay in this toxic boxing culture. Right. And again, I also, and I don't make it personal, I do use these conversations as an opportunity to show y'all the difference between how I assess and give dudes they just do versus anybody else that's assessing these guys. Right? Boxing is a tough sport, man, and criticism reign heavy when you have a close fight. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I try to do over here. Eliminate the toxic boxing, right? We're going to touch on shit. We're going to talk, but we're going to build, most important. A lot of these fighters rated Roach, said it would be good. Yeah, the fighters did, but the fans, you know what I mean? Some of the fans and some of the pundits and ex-fighters too. Some of them did. They did give him credit. Tunnel vision, you're right. Travis was good with it. Some of them did. You know what I mean? Tank all hype. See, that's tough, bro. That's tough. So, yeah, some fighters did, but I think the fans that have, like, the shell shock reaction are the ones that didn't rate them highly enough, which is why now they're overreacting with their assessment. And instead of tunnel vision, instead of people saying, you know what, maybe I missed a thing or two with Lamont, they're solely looking at Tank Davis as a fighter and saying, well, nah, you know what, you wasn't this or you wasn't that. But bro said he all hype. Like, you got people really believing that. And I just think that's misrepresentation of the work that he's put in. Like, I think it's very lopsided, like, and it's stretched to say like he's just some type of hype. You get what I'm saying? Because in so many cases and instances, he's lived up to exactly whatever hype that they built around him. He's consistently performed in a way that's allowed him to be able to build that hype. So I think it's past hype with him. I think at this point it's truly proven at, you know, where exactly do you stack up at with the absolute elite. We know what it looks like. We know what we expect. We know what we think. Now we want to see it. So I definitely think he's far more than hype. That's just me personally. Mr. Empire, my dog, was good with it, bro. So, and I get it. It's different opinions, bro. It's all good over here. I ain't mad at nobody that see it different, bro. Yeah, we got to keep pushing, Zoom. We got to keep fighting that good fight, bro. Davidson, nah, man. I ain't on that. I ain't on that today. I ain't on that. Shout out to my dog Jordan. Tank fans hate the criticism he gets for bad performance, but Tank fans will kill everyone for bad performance. We got to be real about this. Nah, the ones that are being super sensitive, and nobody in here in particular, but I've seen it, Jordan. I've seen I've seen people go above and beyond the trash, a multitude of fighters, and now some of those same people are very sensitive to any criticism that's being dished out, right? And I'm a very understanding of criticism, constructive criticism, and all that. I always try to give that, right? I don't sit up here and talk like I can do this shit that these guys do. So I always try to make sure they gonna get their just due, man. But we gonna get to this joint with Paulie, man. We gonna get to it, man. Yeah, we don't want to whatever dude name is. We don't want to be on that. We're not trying to go that way with it. You get what I'm saying? That's not what's going on. You know what I mean? We're not talking about that with Tank, but let's get to this. Let's hear what Paulie had to say. Y'all punch that like button. Sub to the channel if you new. Support the grind if you can. And we're going to keep rocking, y'all. Let's get to this video from Paulie.
Well, I don't know if he pitched a shutout. And Gervonta Davis, it has been the drama of an appeal, a knockdown that didn't happen.
You already know, Jordan. That's why I rock with you too. And shout out to everybody that continues to pull up and help me build this channel. We're going to keep building, y'all. We fighting a good fight. That's why y'all keep hearing me say this stuff, man. People going to catch on soon enough. It's a way to do this shit without trashing people. And I get it. It's not everybody cup of tea. Some people got to talk their shit. But for me, I talk some shit too. But for the most part, when they come here, y'all gonna know I love this shit and I really support these dudes online and offline. You get what I'm saying? So let's get to it.
Wrangling. One thing we have not covered is
James, what it do, homie?
What happened in a rematch and what do both fighters need to do? Jimmy Smith is alongside the champs, Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi. Gentlemen, we've been talking about just what I said, the legal wrangling, the drama. What about the rematch itself? The way I see this fight, Chris, and the question that occurred to me as I was thinking of this topic this morning is Lamont Roach pitched a shutout and got a draw. It's almost like a baseball team, a 0-0 tie, and one guy pitched a perfect game. In the rematch, that next game, what do you do that you didn't do the first time? Is that a valid question?
Well, I don't know if he pitched a shutout, but he definitely fought a perfect game. Perfect fight for him. For that fight, right? So
and real quick, I agree with that. I wouldn't no, I think he used the wrong terminology when he said shutout, but he tried to like clean it up. He just saying in terms like this was like a baseball game. He pitched the perfect game. He fought the perfect fight. He could have simply just said that. So he fought damn near the perfect fight is what I said, you know, against a style like Tank with that experience, that explosiveness, you know, the IQ, the total package that Tank is. You know what I mean? He definitely fought a perfect fight, a damn near perfect fight for Lamont.
We've ever seen from him, something that people who knew him and knew him personally knew that he has that in him, but being able to do it on the big stage underneath those lights, that's a whole different thing. He was able to do it. You know, it was packed in there. It was 19,000. I was in the room. I mean, they were literally booing him when he was on the Megatron above the ring. You know, so for him to walk into hostile territory, perform the way that he performed from beginning to end, I mean, I tip my hat. It was amazing. But in terms of pitching a shutout, I don't agree. It was a very, very close fight.
But what I mean by it is the perfect fight. Can he elevate from that?
Yeah. No, I absolutely understand.
And that's what he mean. Like he fought. Let's be clear. There's no way in hell if you watch Tank Davis and Lamont Roach and you watch that 12-round fight, you watch them fight 36 minutes. There's no way you walked away saying somebody got shut out at all. It wouldn't even be much to talk about if that was the case, right? You know what I mean? It definitely wasn't no shutout for neither guy, but I get it. You can say Lamont Roach fought a near perfect fight in terms of who he was fighting against. Yeah, and he really brought it. He really brought it that night. My biggest question is, can he repeat that performance and can he top it, right? Can he do a bit better than that to give him that edge in the next fight? We're going to find out, because the consensus is that Tank has the more of the room for improvement, or the room to just do even better or show even more. So we're going to find out when they rematch.
So in terms of, can he elevate his performance? Yes and no. I don't think he can do anything that he was, once he really found his rhythm, better, because I think that was literally his catch and shoot, his rolling, his ability to catch those punches, his mindset when he did get touched, his ability to walk through. But I think he could be a little smarter in the way that he cuts off the quadrants of the 12-rounder.
How you feeling, bro?
Understanding what a 12-rounder and how to fight a 12-rounder is a skill that takes time. You have to go 12 a bunch of times. You have to be world-class guys. Being able to be a little busier for early on to make sure that you understand that you are the B-side. You need to make sure these judges absolutely know without a doubt in their mind that you won that round. Being a little more aggressive early on, letting the hands go a little earlier, putting the exclamation on the points in the early rounds the way they did it the later rounds, I think will make a big difference in how he could actually improve on what he did the first time.
And that's a great point. Those are great points. I think Chris Algieri is spot on. That if we're looking at it, if we're thinking it's going to be any type of somewhat significant change or a clear adjustment, you would think it would be Tank actually trying to start faster. Can he do that? Can he actually do that? Because it was some conversation that, look, he said he would start faster for this fight. It didn't play out that way. You know what I mean? It's hard for a leopard to change his spots. And that's just something that he's been throughout his career. So it's tough to just go outside of that and change it up. But I do think there's, obviously a window where he can get that done. But it has to be like a attention to detail. It has to be like a focal point. It has to be something that's drilled and focused on in the training camp, right? Up in the punch output, making sure you a lot more busier with your hands, right? And essentially putting more pressure on Roach earlier to force the mistake sooner, to kind of, sap the energy, the gas tank or whatever it be, right? You want to see. So if that's even possible, because then more pressure from Tank, more punches with that kind of accuracy could be very dangerous. But that also can make you susceptible to counters. As we've seen in the first fight, Lamont Roach was spot on when it was time to, counter or have an answer for getting clipped with a shot. So there's pros and cons to trying to start faster and throwing more punches. But, there's people that feels like if he is to do that, then that'll really tip things in Tank's favor, right? Because he obviously more busier with that kind of accuracy. You would think he could put the pressure on him, land the shots, and get him up out of there. But like I said, for him starting fast, as we would like to call it, that's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? That's not going to be something easy. He's going to really have to concentrate, and that's going to have to be a real focal point. Like I said, it's something that they drill in this particular training camp for him to go out there and do it. You get what I'm saying? In my opinion, because that's just not naturally who he is, a super busy guy. You get what I'm saying? But I do think there's room for him to be busier and up the punch output potentially to add more pressure and create more opportunities for himself offensively. So, like I said, it remains to be seen. That's why this rematch got to happen. I can't wait till they announce it officially. KJ was good with it, fam. Ron said he want Tio and Tank rematch. His new interview. Oh, he want Tio and Tank. Yeah, I ain't surprised. But let's get back to it.
I'm going to push back a little bit here.
I can't wait to hear it. That's why we're here.
I'm going to push back because Gervonta Davis is a puncher. So the extra aggression, you have to manipulate it little by little. You have to instigate the extra aggression little by little. You have to get your timing in there. You have to get
my pushback.
And also, this is a southpaw. A southpaw sometimes takes a round or two extra to sort of get their timing, get your distances, because every southpaw is a little bit different. Right now, granted, they know each other. They fought in the amateurs, but it's still a lot of years away. And Gervonta does have a very athletic speed, quick reflex style. So you've got to sort of pressure intelligently.
Facts.
But
True
while
indeed.
I have said in the past, and I still believe this, that Roach doesn't have that special thing, like where he's got really fast hands or a really powerful punch. He still has what I also said in the past, a very good IQ. He's very well trained and very intelligent. His thought process in the ring has a great sense of positioning and a great sense of understanding of where he is in the ring and how to react off that. Could he be a little aggressive, more aggressive? Sure,
good,
but
bro.
you got to keep in mind that you're fighting a puncher who's coming from the southpaw stance and coming from the southpaw athletic angle. Personally, me, especially knowing what has been said about Gervonta behind the scenes for years that nobody brings out, and it kind of brings to light why they keep matching him with 15 and 20 to 1 underdogs. There is a rumor that behind the scenes, the Gervonta, there's a lot of bitch in him. There's a lot of front runner in him. If you push him, he will break, he will fold. It starts to add up because Lamont is from the DC area. They kind of know this. They grew up around him. They fought in the amateurs.
His father, who's his coach, has coached Gervonta in fights.
So that thing sort of comes to light where it's been held back from the public with the limited opposition level that Gervonta's fought most of his career. So having said that, you don't want to start too fast. You want to measure your pressure and bring it out because you know already
Behind the hands
you're dealing with a guy that you know you'll bring the bitch at him as the fight wears on. And you kind of started seeing that Gervonta fouling. There's an interpretation that he was trying to bite at one time. I don't really see it. I've seen a lot of people in the comments saying he was trying to bite at one time.
Shoulder strike.
Then the take
from another planet.
So you're saying he has to start that earlier.
But here's the thing: if you started earlier, you're still dealing with a physically talented. Gervonta Davis is mentally weak, but he's physically talented. So the way you get a front runner is you drag him to the late round. If you're taking
all right, so
the knee and whatnot.
So you're saying he has to start that earlier.
But here's the thing: if you started earlier, you're still dealing with a physically talented. Gervonta Davis is mentally weak, but he's physically talented. So the way you get a front runner is you drag him to the late rounds. Yeah. So you don't want to take all the chances early on. Especially if the front runner can punch. So otherwise, you're going to risk getting knocked out.
Gervonta comes a little more prepared and in better shape, and then it takes longer for him to actually get him to that point where. Because listen, it was a lot of mental pressure, it was a lot of physical fatigue as well.
Bro.
You saw Gervonta. I think when he took that knee, he was really just like tired and overwhelmed. If he's in a little bit better shape,
but is it a little bit better shape, or are you mentally tired, which makes you physically tired? Like, I don't want to deal with this pressure. Let me think they're gonna break you.
What makes you mentally more durable? Being in better physical condition. Maybe you overlook this guy, but also, I mean, I'm going all back. Why did you wear tassels?
Flesh.
Yeah. But what was it? It was movement.
Yeah.
So movement.
But I knew I was a moving fighter, so I knew the tassels looked better when I was moving. Yeah.
Movement creates emotion. Yeah. So by being aggressive, I don't mean you're engaging more. When I say like
cutting the ring better.
Yeah, I mean everything. I mean fainting hard.
Yeah, mental pressure.
Yes, but making so. I always say Bernard Hopkins was so.
But it's not always easy to do it against a shifty southpaw.
Remember,
early on, you got all your energy. Gervonta has the energy. He's more shifty. Right?
Bernard Hopkins was fantastic at not doing much and doing a lot at the same time. Right? He would tell the judges who was winning the round without throwing punches. He had all these brilliant movements. Lamont can do that too.
Early on, Bernard had to go win rounds. When you have a big reputation, you could fight to not lose rounds.
Yeah, but
now, and they'll judge.
Don't you think though, if we have an immediate rematch, these guys are going to be looking at this fight in a whole different light? It's no longer Gervonta's show alone.
No, now there might be a little bit of overcompensation. You got to be careful with that. Yeah,
we'd never seen Gervonta hurt until Lamont hit him in rounds 8.
Yeah.
Now we're going into wait, this guy who can't punch can actually hurt this guy.
But this is the thing, and also I know this from my own page, Paulie TV, and also from the page of Pro Box TV comments and whatnot on Instagram and whatnot. I notice a lot of comments from Gervonta fans mentioning, "Oh, guys, one bad performance and we're killing him." You know, like we shouldn't do that. You know, that's over. Yeah, that's because he's constantly fought 20 to 1 underdogs, and for you to say that it's one bad performance and now all of a sudden he's no good and that's where the haters. No, that's because he fights 20 to 1 underdogs constantly, and then you're not allowed to have a bad. If had this been Shakur Stevenson, had this been Raymond Morataya, had this been Zepeda, had this been Keyshawn Davis, you're allowed to not dominate. You're allowed to win controversially. It's wow, that was a fight. Instead, you're like, really, dude, this guy 15, 20 to 1 underdog just basically brought the bitch out of you? Really? Like, of course you're gonna get criticized, bro. Stop fighting guys that on paper have no hope. This guy came prepared. This guy was ready. There's a hometown element to it where they knew each other. This guy knew the psychology of the fight with Gervonta. And like I said, what Roach isn't, he makes up with what he is. Roach isn't powerful. He's not super speedy. But you just make very high IQ.
You just make confounding points because you said like, oh, everybody's coming down this guy, but then you're like, oh, if you look past the numbers, Lamont actually belongs there. Like he's that kind of guy.
Well, he belongs there in that he's a 130-pound world champion. He belongs on a certain level. Okay, he's not
Dante
a total
was
no.
good, bro.
But when you have a lightweight division full of high-level contenders, for you to go fishing lower weight classes, looking for a cherry pick that might look good on paper, you can sell, but it'll actually be an easy fight. This is what you constantly do. You get caught eventually.
My argument
you get
there, my argument there,
and the odds maker and the odds are the ones that tell you the truth.
My argument
Anytime
there,
you're fighting main events on pay-per-view where 15, 20 to 1 is the odds, you are cherry picked.
Jimmy, watch this, right?
I mean, he, like I said, he was laying into him. I can't look at it as him showing bitch in him. Like I just don't. Those words don't come to mind seeing it, right? I look at it as what it is for me. My assessment gonna be different. I'm from the outside looking in. I'm truly a supporter of these dudes. He used to box, so maybe he talking from a fighter standpoint. But for me, the thing that he's saying showing bitch in him, for me, is more like mental lapses that you've seen fighters show and from fight to fight, right? You've seen it from just about any fighter have mental lapses at points in the fight, right? You just seen several of them all on one night with Tank, and it was something that you don't typically usually see. So that should tell you something. You don't typically usually see that stuff. So I only could look at it as an isolated fight, a one-off, until I start seeing these things consistently and piling up in fights the way you did with this Lamont Roach fight. Then you can start looking at it like, yo, bro, he might have some issues going on there, right? You get what I'm saying? But like I said, bitch in him, no. Mental lapses, yeah, he showed that. Distractions, not being totally locked in, right? Not making the best decisions in the moment, right? Those things, there's a conversation there, but in no scenario for me can I look at these men that go out there and risk it all. And the first time that he showed some mental lapses and you see more than one, then we just overreact. And now he's showing bitch. And listen, I get it. It's fair play. Have your opinion because I got mine, but I don't quite frame it that way. I just look at it, like I said, it's having mental lapses. And then when you look at it being his 31st professional fight, and I'm not giving him no out, I'm just talking realistically. He's been consistent in performing at such a level over and over and over and over and over again. And we know how difficult it is to maintain that level of competitiveness, right? Or to constantly put out performances of that level, right? Every now and then you might slip up or you might not have your best outing, right? That's what I look at this as. And I'm only saying that because I haven't seen these things happen consistently over and over in fights where I can start saying that there's really something there. You know what I mean? I don't know if this is a one-off. It could be Lamont Roach having his number. It could be Lamont Roach just simply being better than what people think. But I would consider that before I would try to look at Tank as a fighter and just say, yo, this all happened because he's just not this and he's just not that. I can't. For me, I don't see it quite like that until I see it in the ring, under the lights, with consistency. If I see that, by all means, then there's a conversation for me to revisit. But until then, I'm for me personally, I'm not gonna jump the gun and I'm not gonna, critique the man that heavily and say that he's showing, bitch and, he's mentally weak. And you get what I'm saying? I understand the point about the 22-1 underdogs and different things like that. And that doesn't do him no favors in a situation where you go out and have a draw or a close fight, right? And that's no fault of his own. That's the matchmakers or the bookmakers, whatever you want to call it. They out there. When you see that somebody was 22-1 underdog, it already sets something in your head. Like, if they see it like that, this is about money. They see him that much of an underdog. We kind of, some people, especially for the ones that don't watch it and didn't know who Lamont Roach is, but are still bet because of the odds, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, that shit was very deceiving, and it'll make it look as if the fight was supposed to go in a way that it wasn't, right? It wasn't supposed to be a blowout. But if you look at those odds will suggest that it's supposed to be a blowout. So when you don't see that blowout, then people could try to make their case and back it up off, what the odds were. Well, you see what the odds were. They knew. They obviously didn't know. The odds makers get it wrong. The odds makers get it wrong. The bookies, they get it wrong sometimes. Yeah, they do. We've seen it way more than enough, especially on big events. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. They get it wrong. He clearly wasn't the 22-1 underdog type of individual. Where's the respect for him as a legit fighter in the sport of boxing. Let's start there. And that's why I said all of this shit, respect to everybody's opinion, is nothing personal with me. I ain't got to disagree with nobody. I just see it the way I see it. And I understand where he's trying to go with it. But for me, it's so many variables at play. And I just don't think you could just single out the one guy and say, yeah, this is, you ain't it. Yeah, you ain't it. I'm going to look at that other guy like you was slept on. People ain't give you your just due. And now as a result of it, instead of people really being men and adult and real about it and saying, you know what, I just was wrong. That they don't even revisit that as a possibility. It's strictly got to be somebody is shitty. Somebody is not good in this situation. And that's what I hate about boxing. And I hate it. I really do. That's the shit that pisses me off. Like, why we can't see a good fight, two people fight, and it's a good one when we just like, damn, we can't wait to see it again. I ain't saying we can't analyze and break it down, but we get right to tearing apart. We see a chink in the armor, and then we take it and run a mile. Everybody ain't gonna be able to do what Lamont Roach did. Let's be clear. Let's start there too. Let's talk about that. Everybody's not gonna be able to get in there and do that with Tank. They're not, and we know this shit. We know it. So even if somehow you feel like that the fight played out the way it did because he's not something that people said he was, at the end of the day, Lamont showed you that he's way more than people gave him credit for. You give him saying way more, bro. J Boxing, what's good with it, bro? Rob, what's good, fam? Samuel in the building with the dude, Cal Cooler, what's good, bro? How you feeling? Uncle Ricks, what's good with it? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support as well. Just say expectation wasn't met. For real. And that's okay, but put it in some type of context, because a lot of times in boxing, when expectations is not reality, and those two things don't align, people have a weird way of assessing what they just saw. And they have no, there's no accountability from them as a viewer, right? They just expected it. And you should know boxing is the theater of the unexpected, right? You just never know what you're going to get on any given fight night. So it's okay to have expectations or think a fight is going to play out a certain way. We all do, and we guilty of it. But then be real enough when it doesn't go that way to say exactly what you're saying, Rick. Expectations wasn't met. Yeah, there's room for improvement. Yeah, there's things you could critique. I'm not saying that. But I think they're going super far with it. And that's where Just Do come in. It's not about protecting the fighter. It's about the integrity of the sport. If we continue to think if everybody thought exactly how Paulie thought, then we just ain't good for shit. We'd be running around here shitting on everybody. And I get it. I don't think his intent was to shit on him, but he's super opinionated, man. He was going to let it be known. But like I said, I think it's a far different way to assess it. And I'm not telling him he wrong. He can see it how he see it. But for me, I don't look at a guy as not being shit, as being mentally weak. I look at it as being human as hell. That's a wake-up call for anybody that thought he wasn't, right? Mental lapses. Furthermore, letting you know that he's human as hell. Like, this shit happens. And like I said, for me, I could have there's more of a conversation if you're seeing these things done with some type of regularity in the ring. You know what I mean? Over and over again, fight to fight. It's like every time you turn around, this is what's going on. You got some controversial going. That's not the case. It's usually 1, 2, 3. When you win a couple of rounds, Tank turn up, and then your ass is cooked. Usually that's what it is. This time it wasn't. So you're getting a classic overreaction from the fans, the pundits, the ex-fighters, whoever.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your Just Do.
Shout out to my dog, Opulent LDTV. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Peace to my sis. To show y'all the difference between Just Do and somebody that's just critiquing the sport. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but people go crazy with their criticism, man. And like I said, it's amazing that in boxing, all it takes is one performance. And you don't, like I said this before, y'all, you don't even gotta lose no more in boxing for people to kind of be done with you or to talk like you ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? You ain't even got to perform bad because nobody had a bad performance. You don't got to, you get what I'm saying? Like, just wasn't that. Nobody got embarrassed and just ran out of the arena. None of that type of shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't get it. Why we can't just see a good fight and it just be like, damn, dude really stepped up and really showed his level. Tank, you better tighten some shit up. It's like, nah, none of that is the shit. It's like, nah, he's told you he ain't shit, mentally weak, got some bitch in him. You know, he quitting in fights. It's like, damn, you know. So the people go very far with it. I try to be straight down the middle and maintain some type of integrity about this shit, man. I just ain't up here shitting on people. It's one performance. Why are we tripping? Maybe if you see it the second time around, it's very similar effects and the same shit happening. I just ain't got nothing to say. But damn, it's one fight, yo. It's just one. It's just one. Now, could this be the beginning of things to come? Yeah, there's that's a possibility. But we're already treating it like it's etched in stone. Like, yeah, it's over for him. Writing is on the wall. The book is out there. Yeah, he ain't got it. He mentally ain't there. He weak. And it's just like, you just got to give him a more of an opportunity to show you exactly what he is. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Because in this moment, what they're doing and what people are doing, not just Paulie, they're taking this moment and using it as an opportunity, like a I told you so. When y'all knew damn well y'all was picking him to win. So don't give me this I told you so shit. Because I'm pretty sure Paulie was picking him to win, bro. You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he was picking him. Get me, so don't hit me with the I told you so's when it don't go the way that you didn't think it was gonna go neither. You get me? You're not gonna hit me with a I told you so, and you didn't even think it was gonna go that way when we was both thinking the same person was gonna win. Now it didn't happen that way. Now you get to come back and be like, yeah, see, I told you. Nah, you didn't tell me anything. What you was telling me is he was gonna smoke his ass or knock him out late, just like I was saying. Now you don't get to come back and be like, see, I told you he ain't this. He's mentally weak. You know, I told you he quits. You know, he got some bitch in him. You know what I mean? Front runner. That's new. I never heard that. I never heard that about Tank. So that's new. Shout out to my dog. Let's Talk Fashion. Remo, what it do? Mega Red, my guy GM was good with it, man. Yeah, Paulie was on one. He was, bro. You ain't lie. You ain't lie. But let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it.
My argument there, Gervonta's actually a 30-pounder. There's a reason they're fighting pulling up 30-pounders because the money's at 35. Even people care. American audiences don't care as much about 130-pounders. You know, whatever reason, that number.
All right, bro. But even at 130,
like
even at 130, he had Lomachenko in his prime. He had Lomachenko in his prime at 130.
He tried to fight him.
No. He didn't breathe his name. Even when they brought up Lomachenko, he made sure not to even acknowledge it. God forbid it would pick up steam and momentum, and people would demand to fight him. Then Lomachenko turns 36, 37 on the verge of retirement, and he starts tweeting about him. No, bro. When you're a cherry picker, the problem when you're a cherry picker is you become a professional cherry picker. You know how to do it. You know how to do it with style, and that's what he did. He never even breathed Lomachenko's name. Then he sees him against Kambosos at 36, 37 years old, and he tweets about him. Lomachenko was in and around his weight at 130 when Lomachenko was dismantling people, making people quit at 130. You think he mentioned his name? You think he tweeted about him? Hell no. And then when you look at the resume, he wasn't ready. He was a world champion. So wasn't ready. And when you look, okay, there's one thing about not being ready. Is one thing the cherry pick.
Richard was good with it, bro.
You can still I thought the Frank Martin win looked good. And I thought Frank Martin, the win, showed a lot of potential.
Shout out to Too Rich. I gotta check you out, bro.
A lot of potential. Frank Martin would never really prove himself, but athletically, he looked the part. I said, okay, get that win. You got to build off that. You know what I mean? You put him, then you come back with a 15, 16.
No. After that one, he tried to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko literally turned the fight down.
At 40 years old,
matter.
It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Because Lomachenko went and ducked away his whole career. The guy doesn't want to fight anymore. He's not going to fight anymore.
Lomachenko.
I get that. I've always been consistent with this. Why I feel like that's a bad argument, the time frame in which he chose to fight Lomachenko, because again, we keep talking about how old he is. He old. And I said this over and over. Can somebody please highlight for Just Do? Please do me a solid if you could. Please go show me the Lomachenko fight that I should go watch as a fight fan. That's going to show me that he's so old that he looks 40 years old. Show me it. Go show me the fight in which Lomachenko was like dominated, embarrassed, ran out of the arena, and just looked like a laughingstock. Can somebody please point me to the fight? You know what I mean? Did I miss one of them? Is it something that I haven't seen? I understand. You feel like it was opportunity years ago, but you got to put a lot more context to that. You know he wasn't picking his fights. Paulie knows all of this stuff, and this is no defense. I'm just keeping it a buck. So I get it, but no negotiations and none of that took shape back then. This time it did, and Loma was cool on the smoke. See what I'm saying? So you gotta call it. You gotta call it what it is. So I'm not even shitting on Loma for not taking the opportunity. He might have his reasons for it, right? But the end of the day, the opportunity was right there. This dude was coming off one of the best wins of his career and one of his best wins since fighting and campaigning at 135 pounds. Like, I get it. Kambosos, but who else stopped Kambosos? Who else beat Kambosos every single round like that on the way to stopping him? Who else beat him that convincingly? Did Lomachenko look like a 40-year-old the last time we seen him, y'all? Or was they calling that man high tech and was they calling him the Matrix again? They definitely was calling him that, y'all. They definitely said he was the Matrix. They definitely was talking this high tech, revisiting the Fountain of Youth type energy. That's what they was talking. You don't get them, like, we don't get to make him old because he got some miles on him. We don't get to do that. They're not calling Terrence Crawford old and he jumping 2 weight classes and about to fight Canelo and he's going to be closer to what, 38? Nobody is calling Crawford old, respectfully. Nobody giving him that out. If Crawford go up there and get beat by Canelo one, they might mention age, but that's going to be one of the last reasons that they credit to why the fight went that way. They not giving him that. Nobody's calling Usyk old. You get what I'm saying? Nobody's calling these guys old. Lara is 40 plus. Nobody's calling him, he kicking ass at 40. It's not your age that's going to determine, for me as a fight fan, if you're old. It's going to be the performances in the ring. And like I said, Loma, the last time we seen, was beating ass. I don't care if it was Kambosos. That's a grown man that we seen go 24 rounds with Devin Haney, go take other guys 12 rounds, whether he won or not. He done it. He ain't never been dominated and beat up and stopped like that. It ain't never happened. That's all I'm saying. I got that in the back of my mind. So I'm just saying, on some boxing shit, that's the guy that Tank is fighting. Y'all just saying, nah, this the 40-year-old. He 36, by the way. But I'm looking at it as that's a 36-year-old, but coming off, no doubt. It's not, I don't think you can argue that's easily one of his top 3 performances of his career. The way he just dismantled Kambosos. Kambosos is a pretty scrappy dude. He just completely obliterated him from start to finish. You get what I'm saying? That impressive. That's how I look at it. That's the guy that Tank is trying to fight, bro. That's the guy Tank trying to fight. To me, in my mind. So we just got to put it all in its proper context, yo. Put it in perspective. Yes, he getting up there in age. Yeah, he might have, been a bit out of his absolute physical prime, right? But overall, when you look at what he's putting out in the ring, does he still perform to the level of an elite guy? He just gave Devin Haney, before the Ryan Garcia situation, the toughest fight of his career. That was life and death. A lot of people thought he won. Are you able to do that if you're so old? I don't think so. Because Devin Haney showed you what he do to older fighters. He kick ass, bro. Box their head off. Beat him up. Embarrass him. Whatever you want to call it. 36 minutes of hell, or whatever my Jackson guys was calling it. But that's what you got from him. So I just never seen it. Even the T.O. one. Yeah, T.O. stacked up the rounds early, but we all seen the second half of that fight and how competitive Loma made it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I haven't seen in any of his losses him look like a guy that needs to retire or shouldn't be in the sport no more. There, you get what I'm saying? The Salido, a controversial situation there. He lost, cool. Didn't get dominated. Get what I'm saying? He lost to T.O. Yeah, the first half of the fight was, handled and controlled by T.O. The second half, not so much. Totally different story. You get what I'm saying? So with Devin, life and death in there. So many people thought Loma won that fight. You get what I'm saying? And then you go in there and you beat the hell out of Kambosos. That's all I'm saying. So he still looks like an elite guy. So I'm not giving him no out because he's getting old. I get where Paulie is going because he got to make his argument, right? But I'm strictly saying, until somebody show me that Loma looks like a guy that needs to retire because of the performance, I'm not trying to hear none of that age shit. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, he got some wear and tear on him, but he got way more miles on him as an amateur than he do as a professional. Loma still to this day got what, 21, 22 fights? You get what I'm saying? Tank got 31 now. It's not crazy for them to fight. That's all I'm saying. Why go win a title and then have the nerve to look good doing it? You ain't look like no faded champion, no guy of yesteryear when you was in there competing with Kambosos. You look like you was in your prime, in your bag, in rare form, kicking ass, body shots, combinations. Like you completely, like he was lost. I don't know if y'all remember that fight. He completely like befuddled. He had Kambosos lost. Kambosos did not know what to do with Lomachenko at all in the ring. He was completely lost. Clearly the worst loss he suffered still to this point in his career. He got his ass kicked in there. So that's all I'm saying, man. I'm for boxing. Yeah, maybe it was an opportunity that happened back then, but we know it's still one now. And this dude is legit holding a title. So I can't give him an out and say he old. Nobody's giving Terrence Crawford that grace if he go and get knocked out by Canelo. And then they're going to be like, but he was old, though. But he was old. They're going to be like, man, you dared to be great. And they ain't work out. Got your ass knocked out. And then they're going to go to shitting on him. I'm telling you, man, the shit don't make sense, man. So I get it, Paulie, respectfully. But he got an opportunity now. And if that dude come back and fight somebody else, this is exactly the shit that we're talking about. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can't critique one guy for it and not the other guy. He has a title. He's food for anybody else that has a title. He's a challenge for anybody else that has a title. You get what I'm saying? You should go after Lomachenko. What the hell he got a belt for? Let the belt go. And I think people will stop calling for you. I'll tell you what's going on. Devin is a warrior. For sure he is. Let's get back to the rest of this, man. Let's hear what else Paulie had to say.
Lomachenko turns him down late, and then Gervonta turns down when he's young. I'm not ready. He's not ready. Now we're ready.
Now we're turning Gervonta Devin Haney, where he's looking for guys in rocking chairs to fight every second. No. Gervonta, I'm not calling Gervonta. Devin Haney specializes in the old man style.
Now you're bringing in other people.
No, because I'm not turning Gervonta Devin Haney. They do it in different styles. Devin Haney goes to the nursing home and see who he can figure out who he can fight. Gervonta, he'll go to.
Wait, so is Lomachenko nursing home at that point?
No. Yeah, I mean, he's looking to retire. That means he's
mentally checked out already. When Haney fought him, was he in the?
No, but he robbed him too. I mean, nobody thinks he won that fight.
No. So you can't say that. You can't say that.
That's a good win on paper. Come on, he didn't rob
anything.
Are you out of your mind?
You don't get.
They went from the guy. The odds always.
That makes more my case. If you're sitting up here making an argument that Devin Haney some kind of way robbed Lomachenko, which he didn't. Loma did that to himself because he gave up the 12th round the same way he did when he fought Tio. That's just something that he do a little bit. You know what I mean? He tend to give up that 12th round. So all I'm saying is, if you're making such a case that he beat Devin Haney, this is exactly why he should be on board for a Gervonta Davis fight. If he was good enough to fight Devin Haney, this ain't like this is years and years later that they fought. This ain't that long ago. It's not that long ago that they fought, is all I'm saying. Loma, we got to stop acting like he's some old senior citizen. That's all I'm saying. He's still good enough to fight. He's still a top guy. He's still an elite level guy. The performances back that up. Don't listen to me. Just watch him fight. No fight could you look at him and be like, yeah, Loma ain't elite no more. Like, where at? He going to get his licks in. Loma is going to get his in. Nobody, even if it look a certain way. You see how the Teal fight was going. He started using both hands, and that shit was totally different. Totally different. Whereas if he would have started 2 rounds earlier, we'd be having a totally different conversation. You get what I'm saying? So we can't act like this dude is some old, old man that can't perform. Yeah, you getting old, but this part of boxing, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, you go out there, show Loma the door and make him look like he don't belong, then okay. But until then, he's still a top guy and he holding the belt. And anybody that's at 35 with a strap and right underneath a contender should want to fight that dude. Because why else do we got a belt? Why else go out there and perform that well? Like, you had to have an amazing training camp. You went out there and was looking flawless, man. You dialed the clock back a few years, bro, with that performance. Kambosos or not, that shit was flawless. That was clean. That was clean work. You took some good body shots, though, in that fight. But other than that, that shit was flawless. So that's all I'm saying, man. They're not going to get Bud the grace of being old if he gets slapped. They're not going to be. That's not one of the first things they're going to say. Yeah, he old. And he older than Loma. That's all I'm saying. And still doing it at a high level. Usyk is old. by his standards. They closer to 40 than Lomachenko is. Get what I'm saying? So you just gotta let guys fight, bro. Like age is not what people making it out to be. Especially if you're showing that you get inside the ring and still perform at the highest level. You still see that it ain't nothing Loma could do before that he can't do now is what I'm saying. He not at that point where it's like, all right, it's things that he could do as a young Loma that he can't do now. At least I don't see it. It's not no obvious gaping holes in his game where it's like, yeah, there's no way he gonna be competitive with none of these guys. That's all I'm saying. The dude still got some scrap in him, and we just taking all of that out of him. We taking the rest of the fight up out of him. You know what I'm saying? So we got to see. Dr. Boxing talk, my God, what's good with it, bro? Not to mention that he appealed the Haney laws. People don't like when the fighters appeal, though, right? Just certain fighters talk to him, Doc. Shout out to my guy. Let's get back to it.
Okay, Juan Diaz didn't rob you. You got robbed. It's a different thing. You can't say that he robbed you.
Okay, what? Obviously, Juan didn't rob me. The judges robbed me.
That's my point.
But
you said he robbed you.
Gentlemen. This is war.
All right, gentlemen, I'm keeping it here. Listen, but the other side of this coin, when we talk about he's cherry picking all these things, you talk about his physical talent. Chris, when we talked about Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis, the next day we came in, next time we had a show, you said his footwork wasn't there. He always starts slowly. It seems as though Gervonta has more to add to his skill set that we didn't see against Lamont Roach than Lamont Roach does. Is that a fair assessment of the rematch?
I think looking from the outside in, just kind of objectively observing it, it's like, yeah, well, Lamont fought, like we've been saying, he fought like a perfect execution of what the game plan would be to fight Tank Davis. Tank Davis did not fight the perfect fight to fight Lamont Roach.
But was that because of Lamont's pressure? Was that because of the psychology? There's a psychology here that nobody's talking about.
But what can he add?
Of course, that's something. Yeah. But to me, it looks like there's more ground to make up for Tank than there is for Lamont to actually push himself further away.
What if Tank became a ballsy fighter, which he's never been, according to everybody in the DC and Maryland area?
That's
but there were
now it's all coming out. It's all coming out. It's already been known before, but we never got to see it because nobody pushed Tank.
There were points early in that fight. I thought Tank was out hustling Lamont. He was, Lamont wasn't taking charge early on, and Gervonta, who's normally but he was he's getting hit with straight left hands and getting turned and hit with straight left. His nose and mouth are red.
But that's the thing. What Tank does, what Teddy Atlas yelled at Michael Moore about. Tank wants to be able to hit you and hope you leave him alone. And when you don't do that, he starts to fade and fold.
Okay,
that's not championship caliber mentality.
We're talking about two guys who weren't big punchers. Okay, 12 rounds. I can hit you and make you miss, and hit you and make you miss.
But I can keep the game plan. You can keep the game plan.
So what if Gervonta goes out there and shows some boxing?
Let's compare it to, say, a Tommy Morrison, who used to blow you away, but if he couldn't, he was gone. If he was gassed out after a few rounds. There's a mentality where.
But Tank's not that guy we saw against Isaac Cruz. He was able.
Okay, and even there, Isaac Cruz. Looking back now, even Valenzuela outboxed Isaac Cruz.
Okay,
dude, come on.
But did he do it with one hand? Listen, we've had hand injuries.
Yeah, I had hand injuries that needed surgery. I don't have hand injuries when you're bruised. Doesn't count as injury to me. That's just a ply of the trade. Listen, it happens.
We don't know exactly.
We don't know. Did he get surgery after the Isaac Cruz fight? No.
I don't know. Maybe I had a ton of surgeries.
He did not get surgery.
I had a ton of surgeries that the public knew nothing about. So I don't know.
Paulie, you can see where you can see hand surgery scars. You see my scars? I got a tic-tac-toe board all over my hand. When you get surgery, you can see that.
But Paulie, his argument, and you guys are on different sides of it in a different way, where he says tactically there's more to add to Gervonta. Gervonta could have done things that he didn't do.
Physically, there's a lot he's
capable of. You see it mentally. Yes. Is that harder to deal with?
I believe so, because physically, Gervonta has all the goods. That's why he's sold as the product he sold at. You look at Gervonta physically: speed, athleticism, power, timing,
ability to change direction.
If this guy has balls, he's really a pound-for-pound fighter that everybody claims he is.
Man.
But because he doesn't have balls, I don't know that he's even a pound-for-pound fighter. I don't even know that he would be a lightweight champion if they didn't mix and match his opponents accordingly. You know what I'm saying? He probably shouldn't even be a lightweight champion now because Lamont Roach beat him the other week.
I got a great saying. So you always say if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. Yeah. If Gervonta had balls, he'd be pound-for-pound.
Maybe I think, but I'm not saying. I would agree.
I'm not saying he doesn't have balls.
I've seen lists.
He's saying that. I'm not saying that.
I've seen lists prior to the Lamont Roach fight where people had him like 4 or 5 on the pound-for-pound list, which I thought was blasphemy. I thought it was laughable. But honestly, if this guy had balls,
I did. I had him top 5.
Are you out of your mind?
I had him in my 5.
Are you out of your mind? Doing what?
He was consistently KO. That Frank Martin fight was very impressive.
Chris, you're talking to me and I'm talking to you guys who had tough goes at it as far as the opposition we had to fight, okay? Yeah. On Tank's resume, we'd all be undefeated, okay? Tank's resume, we would all be undefeated.
So to your point you made earlier, like the fact that Tank is getting flamed after performance against Lamont Roach.
And he wouldn't be getting flamed if the struggle was against Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and Mortai. Because he struggled against that kind of underdog.
That's my point. So we had some bad performances in our careers. Guess what? We came right back.
See, that's the thing, though. We give too much like validity to underdog or what they had it at. Nobody realistically should have had Lamont Roach. Even if you had him an underdog, 22-1 was disrespectful. It's almost like they was trying to trick the people, right? That's not giving the guy on the other side no credit. So, like, I get it. When you making your argument, you're going to use certain things to support your argument, and that's what Paulie is doing, you know, as far as, you know, speaking of what the odds was. But the odds don't determine what that fight is. We all know that. You know what I mean? The fighters determine the outcome, not the odds. You know what I mean? Yeah, the odds makers get it right sometimes. Yeah, we get that. But they get it wrong, too. They get it wrong too.
Big fights because our strength of schedule was that impressive. His is not. So yeah, that's where the argument comes in. But listen, if he comes back and does what he's supposed to do,
yeah, the strength of schedule is that impressive. But we didn't have networks that get to pay for you to fight the plumber either. You know what I mean? Like, so then you go into the politics of it. You built this. You manufactured this kind of star because again, I'm going to go back to what you were saying, Jimmy, because I lost my train of thought there. Talent, physical speed. Power, all the goods is there. When you look at it, it's like all the goods are there. But then mentally, he comes up short. He comes up short mentally. And it's like, so now you're like, look at it, you're like, wow, all the rumors are true. Dude, this guy, he doesn't, you know, I said Keith Thurman, he still got it. This guy doesn't got it, bro.
I never heard the rumors. And so we were talking to the Roach family. And
One fight?
This background. And this came up.
Well, what we heard when we were talking to the Roach family are things about his amateur career having been pushed into certain fights.
Have you seen him in a battle? Like, you know, with Ray Leonard, he was marketed as the pretty boy gold medalist, all this other stuff. Then you saw him in a battle with Duran, and he rematched him and he beat him. Then you saw him in a battle with Tommy Hearn. Oh, you know what? This guy's more than a pretty face. Pause. He's actually can fight. He's got balls. He can bring it to the table. Have you ever seen Gervonta in a life and death struggle with a guy who can get him there? Because there's guys that get him. There's not Floyd. Everybody makes like Floyd. There's no Floyd actually took on the toughest opposition for a long time. And when he struggled against Castillo, he rematched him right away. Okay, so he showed you that he was more than pretty boy Floyd. Okay. This guy, the opposition exists, but they constantly steer him the other way. So now you have to start. A logical person thinks, all right, maybe he is missing something.
Isak Cruz, he had to find a way to win. He could knock that guy
out. Again, Isak Cruz. Valenzuela box Isak Cruz.
Yeah, but it's 140, and Valenzuela is
Isak Cruz is a. I mean,
is it 35? He's a 30.
He's a 30. He's a 30. Was a 35 who got a title at 40.
Okay, so he lost to Valenzuela at 40. So like, Valenzuela is a boxer. He's a southpaw. He's long.
He's a boxer. Valenzuela became a boxer. We were all shocked how he boxed. We didn't even know he was a boxer until that night.
He did have a great night.
We still don't know if Valenzuela is a boxer because now he gets shot out of his hustle. Maybe Isak Cruz is such a bad boxer that he made Valenzuela look like a boxer.
That's for a different day, gentlemen. But one thing we can say is the rematch between Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis, should it happen, we got the mental side, we got the physical side. Will it come together? That's the question. We'll answer it right here next time.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them. That was a interesting breakdown from Paulie. He had a lot to say. Like I say, he's never short on words, but you know how we always do over here. We give boxing its just due. Look, shout out to Paulie, man. Respect to him, but I just see things a much different way as it pertains to Tank, right? For me, I always say I give everybody the same grace. When you got a body of work, I'm going to look at and highlight the body of work before I would just one fight. Now, you know, there's things that happen in the fight that you obviously can't ignore, that you'll be obviously waiting and looking for to see if you see again. Now, if you're able to see those same things again, like I said, to be fair, yeah, there's a conversation then, but this is the first time. So it's like, I can't just reduce them and say, oh, you're not mentally strong because you've been mentally strong. What about the rest of the fights? You get what I'm saying? You've been tested in some spaces, right? You get what I'm saying? You've had some fights. You get me? So I don't look at it like that, right? I don't think he could have gotten to where he's at not being mentally tough, right? Maybe there's certain buttons that you could press that could frustrate him and knock him off his game. That's because he's human. That don't make him not mentally tough. I think if Lamont Roach was able to press a certain button or frustrate him or something like that, I don't think that speaks to him being mentally weak, right? As opposed to it being a fight and him being human. Like, things happen. Sometimes people can do things or press a button and do some shit to knock you off your game a bit or whatever have you, right? It's possible. But for me, like I said, I'm going to do math. I've seen 30 other fights before this where none of these talking points were at play. So I think it's only logical to look at that body of work, see it for what it is, and also look at this fight and highlight and identify the things that you've seen in this fight, right? And you look at those things and you compare and contrast and you like the things that he's talking about in this fight from a mental aspect where you're questioning his mental toughness, right? You haven't seen it show up in this is 30 other fights. That's a lot of fights, bro. So if he was truly this bitch per se, or had this bitch in him, that's how he phrased it, think it would have came up a lot more often under the lights. I get it, the sparring stories, we all hear different stories, and I get it. I take it for what it is, right? I heard some of the same shit, but at the end of the day, under the lights is where it count. And if you can't get me, frustrated and off my game under the lights, this shit is all for nothing. It don't matter what you did in some sparring session, right? Get what I'm saying? So we've only seen these things once right now to our account, right? Am I missing something? You only got one draw. So it's like, all right, I'm going to look at it for what it is, and I'm going to see if he's able to improve and add to what was a close fight, a draw in the first one, and see if he can create that separation like the champion we feel like he is, right? And we going to find that out. So the rematch going to answer all those questions. Shout out to Boxing Hacker. He said, to be fair, Gary Russell said the same thing about taking the amateurs, but hey, it's boxing. Boxing is a tough sport, both mentally and physically. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Only the strong survive. My dog, only the strong survive. So that's how I see it, man. Look, it's cool. Everybody had their takes, and I ain't big on arguing and going back and forth. So shout out to Paulie, but again, man, anybody can have mental lapses in a fight. I mean, unless you not human, or you seen the perfect fighter. I haven't seen one yet. So you get what I'm saying? Sometimes you get tested in areas where you don't expect it. Sometimes you could be caught off guard. It could be a number of things. You know what I'm saying? But I like I said, for me, I just look at the body of work, and that should speak for itself. I don't have to force it. I could look at what I've been shown over and over and over again, and I can look at that one fight and say, all right, well, you got some things that you got to obviously tighten up on and do better in the rematch. I'm pretty sure he feels that. He feels it. The coach feels it. The team feels it. Now, I feel like that's what the approach going to be. But to reduce him to like not being mentally tough, to like essentially having bitch in him, as he put it, like I can't go that far with it. Can't go that far with it. I got to see this on a more consistent basis. I got to see this being a regular occurrence. You know what I mean? We got to put this in its proper perspective. Lamont Roach did that to Tank. Not everybody's going to get in there and be able to do that. You have to take that into consideration. Not everybody's going to have that kind of performance against him. And maybe that should be shown in the rematch. We probably find that shit out in the rematch. But that's how I see it. You know what I mean? Them knowing each other impacted that fight. I don't care what nobody said. You know what I mean? Them guys wasn't able to really surprise each other like that. And that was for obvious reasons for me. So, I think he's still mentally tough, man. I think he knows how to lock in. I just think he had a different point in his career. And it could have been some things where the focus wasn't all the way, where it needed to be. And I'm only saying that because that's what the trainers and the coaches were saying. They kept talking about focus, focus, focus. So it might be something there, but I don't think it was an off night. I just think it was a competitive night in the office, and people are overreacting because more times than not, when he get in there, he administering melatonin, and then you see the backflip. So when you don't see the melatonin being administered and you don't see the backflip, you get what I'm saying? And you don't see the fight look exactly how, pretty much them 30 other or 28 others, however you want to count them, looked, then it's room for criticism, which is fair. But I think, all this mental stuff, that's something to be, I can't go there yet. You know what I mean? I need to see it more than just in one fight. You know what I'm saying? And I need to see more than just Lamont Roach be able to push those buttons that he was able to push in a fight to get the kind of result he did. And to think about this, y'all, This is after a draw. This is where we at in boxing. Respect to everybody in their opinion, but I'm just due for a reason. This is where we at in boxing, where you don't even have to lose. You don't have to perform bad, look terrible, get embarrassed, and none of that. And people will reduce you to the moment where you wasn't as successful as you typically are in any other fight. And look, with respect to him, I'm not surprised that he took this angle, but he would know firsthand how tough it is to perform, especially at that level, and do it over and over and over and over and over again. So I would expect him to have a more depth, assessment and really speak to both sides more, right? They treat it like he was in there by himself. It's another guy that was in there, in Lamont Roach, that was fighting and giving it everything he had. He was giving it everything. We can't. I said this before. I think we missing it with Lamont. We keep skipping over the fact that this dude was good, man. And that's just where it was at. 22-1 was disrespectful as hell. I wouldn't even base no argument off of what the odds was in this case, because we watched Lamont Roach. If you knew what he was before this point, you know damn well it shouldn't have been 22-1. You don't care about him being no underdog, even if he was a considerable underdog. But that's like, bro, you was treating it like he was just supposed to get steamrolled. That's what that would suggest, and that's very deceiving. And for the people that base, arguments off what odds are, you got one right now. But that's weak, because we all know that Lamont Roach deserved a lot more respect than being 22-1. That was bogus. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Shout out to Paulie. Like I said, everybody got their take. But for me, I'm just gonna remain just do. I gotta give guys their credit before I take it from them. Like this ain't the kind of fight where I have all of these type of negative thoughts. Like, you can see some things. You got some criticism, some surprises. You didn't expect to see him take no knee, run to the corner. You didn't expect grease be a factor. Yeah, some shit that's like, oh shit, that I was tripping out when I seen it in real time. But it's like, that shit doesn't settle. It just was what it was. I draw that up. Those are mental lapses. Those are not things that you want to get accustomed to doing in the ring, for sure. But I don't think he will. So we treating it almost, or not we, Paulie from his stance, is almost treating it like this is what he's been showing you all along. So you see. But nah, this is one out of 30 other fights. You know what I mean? So just gotta see. Gotta see, bro. Gotta see. Shout out to 2 Cents Boxing. It's on Pro Box. It's on Pro Box, this video. It's on Pro Box. Y'all smash the like button. Don, what it do, homie? How you feeling, bro? I got call across the board. Yeah, I just like to talk on both sides of it, man. On both sides of the coin, man. I feel like this is not a fight where either guy could be shitted on. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate, but that's what boxing is now. You can't have a good fight. You can't have a close fight. It can't be competitive. Or all of a sudden now you just become something that you not. See, he was never this. Hey, he's all hype. PBC hype. Prospect this. It's like shit just get redundant at the end of the day. It's just the same shit over and over. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see the rematch, though. The more I hear these different takes, I just want to see the fight more. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see the fight even more now. You know what I'm saying? KO, what's good with it, bro? This is getting bad. Just a lot of people hate that young man. Yeah, I mean, they just jumped all over this like a pack of wolves, man. Don, what it do, homie? Yeah, I just tell boxing I can stop ducking on match. You got smoke for him. Shout out to my homie Don, man, being a member for 16 months. Flex on him. Shout out to my homie, man.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Right, man. Shout out to my dog Don, man. I say, think it's a bitch how many fighters out of 30 brought through. That's what I'm saying. So for me, 2 Cents, I need more consistency to come to that type of conclusion. And even then, I won't phrase it that way because I deliver my content different. I ain't calling none of these dudes bitches, man. Take a hell of a guy to get in there. Paulie know it. Look, he just took this as an opportunity to shoot his shot. You know what I mean? Talk his shit. And I get it, but it do come off as like you don't like him, you hate him. But I just think people was waiting for an opportunity to see a chink in the armor enough to have that type of opinion on him. I think people want, like I said, instead of Ryan, what's good with it, bro? Instead of people looking at this fight like it was just a good fight, right? It was a good shout out to my dog A1 Hoop Zone, man, my homie. Appreciate you, bro. Boys who cry. What up with it, man? Y'all smashed the like button too. Yeah, it's that one. He went in. He surprised me a little bit, just a bit. But I understand, like, I get it. Like, people was waiting. Like I said, instead of using this fight, D for the win, my dog. What's good with it, bro? Instead of using this fight as a opportunity to talk about how good it was and how we were surprised by it. Like I said, it never fails. People use it as an opportunity to tear one of the fighters down. And y'all know me. Y'all know how I give it up over here. I hate it. Nothing against Paulie. His take is his take, but it's like, you see the difference between me. So you can never call me a hater in none of these dudes, because you'll never hear me get up here and do that type of shit. It's one fight. Am I tripping to just say that it's one fight? And I need to see more of this before I go crazy and say all of these things, start questioning mental. Yeah, man, maybe it's something there. He's human. He could be frustrated just like any other fighter, right? That's what I got from it. Yeah, you had some mental lapses. Tank, you know damn well you can't take a knee. He was remorseful about it. He even posted it, man. I knew I shouldn't have. I did this dumbass knee thing or whatever he said in the tweet. Come on, it's a fuck up. He screwed up. He know it. Accountability is the first step to learning from your shit. Accountability. Like, but it's one fight. I get it. It was some things that happened. It threw us for one. Damn, we like, it's a knee and there's no count. What's going on? He went to the corner, like no stoppage of the. I get it, but it's one fight. Like, what happens when he go out there and he go out there? Shout out to Lamont for just handling business and standing tall in the fight. But say you go out there and it's one of Tank typical performances and it's a knockout. Then what? Do we take all of that shit back? Is it now his mental toughness and shit is intact? That's all I'm saying. There's nothing personal about the person that has the tape. Y'all know how I do, but I gotta that's not giving a guy they do. That's not doing math. That's one fucking fight, bro. That's one fight. And then I say this about any fighter. We do this. Earl Spence, one fight it took for people to switch up on him. One fight. Devin Haney, same shit. One fight. He done. He mentally cooked. One fight. Tank Davis didn't even lose, get embarrassed, or have a bad performance. One fight. Now he got bitch in him. He not mentally tough. You get what I'm saying? We knew this all along. Yeah, the stories are true. It's like everything they said. My thing is, if that is really what it is, then we're going to see this shit more often in the ring. We're not going to have to overanalyze one performance and try to say, you see, this is what we've been talking about all along. Show me that shit more. I need to see it more then. Everybody should be able to go in there and get draws with Tank Davis. Everybody should go in there and be able to make them take knees and shit, right? Everybody should be able to go in there and do this. Because I seriously doubt it, yo. And this is no defense and no fighter. This is for boxing. This is how good fighters that put on get shitted on, and we don't put things in its proper context. So you could cry all day about the opponent selection all you want, but at the end of the day, in terms of being a performer, that's where I'm going with it. He gets in there and performs. So the first time that he don't, you get what I'm saying? This will be the first time we just go crazy. It's like, nah, he ain't it. You get what I'm saying? Nah, Lamont Roach was it. That's what it was. Lamont Roach was it on the night. He was it. He fought like it too. You get me? Tank, tighten up. Wake up call. Why it can't be that? Why it can't just be mental lapses and he wasn't locked in the way he needed to be and he better tighten up? Like it can't be that. Is there y'all sat up there and discussed how there's room for improvement for him? So I ain't hear none of that. It's just like, this is it. This is the book on him. This is who you are. You can't do no better than this, and we know that's not true. You get what I'm saying? There's always room for improvement. You get what I'm saying? For anybody. So this ain't no defense and no fighter. I don't want to hear that type of shit. But y'all know I'm big on giving people their credit before taking it from them. And these kind of conversations start. Hear me, y'all. The reason these talking points and these conversations exist in such a negative light when it comes to Tank is because when it came to Lamont Roach, let me just be blunt, people had him fucked up. They did. They had Lamont Roach fucked up. I did a little bit, had him fucked up. I'll be the first to admit it. That's what's really going on. That's what's going on. You people had him fucked up, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. Some people ain't real enough to say it. Look, man, damn, he showed me something. Because it's two people. Whenever I hear an assessment and it purely focuses on just one fighter and it was two people in the ring, I already know you going somewhere with it. That's all I'm saying. I like to look at myself as a straight shooter, a fair guy. You got to speak on both sides. So, yeah, it was a reason that it looked a certain way. And that's because Lamont Roach outperformed whatever expectation most people had in their head. They thought he was going in there to just be another knockout victim. He showed you otherwise. And instead of us just saying, damn, he really showed us something. Let's see if he could do it again. because with all due respect to everything he's done, most people didn't expect it, which is why they had him a wild ass underdog, right? You get me? But the consensus is room for the other guy to be able to do a lot better, right? In a rematch. Some people would say he fought the perfect fight. The question is, too, a fair question. Can you duplicate that fight? And can you do better than that? I think that's real. I like to look at both sides. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I feel like I got a much more fair assessment than most people, because I'm trying to look at both sides. There's pros and cons to every. There's a reason he looked a certain way. He had resistance in there. Somebody was fighting back. It wasn't like he was just in there looking like shit, struggling. And you get what I'm saying? It wasn't the case. You just had somebody prepared to fight. And that's what you get sometimes. You get that. This could be a wake-up call for him. We all know we've seen better fights. We've seen him consistently perform at a certain level to the point where now that he had a draw, people are questioning his mental, telling him he need to get about the sport. And I get it because of the retirement shit, but damn, bro, all it takes is one fight is my point, y'all, and we switch up. It don't matter what fighter it is. I just named a few of them. It don't matter. All it takes is one, and we like, yeah, that's it. That's it. It's over for him. Like, man, I can't wait to see this rematch. I really can't, for both of these guys. I want to see who's more motivated to go out there and separate themselves from the competition, bro. I can't wait to see this. All these wild talking points, and y'all know I do this shit for boxing, bro. Gotta represent. We gotta support the product better than that, bro. You can't pick who these guys fight. You got an option, support or don't. Obviously, from the sound of it, everybody with these crazy opinions, and they obviously seen the fight. So y'all enjoyed. Y'all had to enjoy it. You get what I'm saying? That was a great fight. I don't walk away from that questioning guys' whole careers and mentals after one outing. Now go do that shit again. Now I'll be up here saying something different. But I gotta see it more than once, bro. We don't know what's gonna happen in that rematch. This shit could be a typical Tank performance, and he could be right back to administering melatonin and flipping off the top rope. And then what are you gonna say? Do you now walk all of it back? Do you say his mental is intact? You get what I'm saying? Do you say that now? You get what I'm saying? Is he gonna be looked at as a real fighter? You get what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? And this is every fighter. I'm just using Tank as the example of how we do this shit with every fighter. You don't even got to lose. It's not about him. You don't even have to lose. And this is how the people will do you. You ain't shit no more. you got bitch in you all of a sudden. It's like, damn, bro. Did you have bitch in you when you got mowed over by Porter? You get what I'm saying? Do we look at you now and say, yeah, this dude wasn't never no two-time champion, right? Did we do that to you? You get what I'm saying? Like, you had some bad performances. You know what this shit is like. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know what he ultimately is chalking this up as. Is it a bad performance on Tank or just a good one from Lamont? But it sounds like from his assessment that it's on Tank. So you know full well what it's like to have a less than good performance, right? That's all I'm saying, y'all. Don't give him no out. Criticize him all you want, but to try to reduce him and say because of this fight alone that he ain't nothing that he obviously built himself to be right now, I think is crazy. That's all I'm saying. It's not about criticism, bro. People go above and beyond and make their point with this guy. So much so that they forget to give the other guy credit because it was two people fighting in there. Get what I'm saying? Wasn't fighting no damn ghosts. That was the other fight. You get what I'm saying? And we see how that went. Shout out to my homie Don. He said, we know Paul's still mad about it. AB took his girl to Pound Town. Boxer hacker picked the gloves up and put the keyboard down. Don want that smoke. Shout out to my homie Don. Appreciate you, bro. Boxing hacker, he want that smoke. Shout out to my dog, Dante's Boxing Talk. The rematch should be fire. Absolutely. It's going to be another great close fight. Just my opinion. I think it got a real chance of being competitive again because dudes know each other. They're not going to stop knowing each other. It's going to be a certain confidence Lamont Roach may or may not have because of how the first fight went, right? Maybe he's more motivated. Tank has some slip-ups, some mental lapses on his end, right? Some shit that he definitely don't want to go through and let happen again. Like I said, that's a kid. That's a young man that don't get booed. He's not familiar with that. It was some boom going on, right? It's a lot of motivation and bulletin board material for him to go in there and perform. And that's all I'm saying. I know everybody ain't going to beat me, and that's cool. Some people more controversial than me, and I get it. Some people got those bold takes, and nothing against it. But for me, I'm gonna always try to give guys their credit more so than take it from Lamont Roach. Again, these conversations wouldn't exist if people gave Lamont Roach more credit. That's all I'm saying. If you gave him more of his just due, it wouldn't be just all what Tank is not and how he's weak. You would acknowledge what the other guy is. Because you're telling me the reason Lamont Roach performed well is because he fought a mentally weak guy that had bitch in him. Do you see how that sound? Now we're taking credit from him, even if you thought he pulled it off. Now you tainting the win because it came from a guy that you saying pretty much ain't shit mentally. You get what I'm saying? And you called him a front runner. That was new. That was the first time I ever heard that. So you get what I'm saying? So you see how you get what I'm saying? You see how it set the tone for bullshit to be said because you shitting on one guy so much, you're not able to give the next guy the credit that he deserved. And even when you say you thought he won, we basically know he beat a guy that he should have beat, basically, that mentally wasn't shit and had bitch in him and is a front runner, right? See what I'm saying? You see how that sound? It's other ways to look at it, man. They gave us a great fight, and I'm gonna always maintain that. So if we seen this shit more regularly, people will stop tripping. Yeah, the rematch should be fire, man, for sure. Marcus was good with it. Pussy signed up to be a boxer. He knows that, man. Tim Lade, what it do? Queso, what it do, homie? How you feeling? Was good with it. Snoopy was good with it. And look, I ain't mad at Paulie. Kirk Douglas, what it do? I ain't mad because I know people gonna have their takes. They got shows. They gotta get your attention. You know, Paulie never bit his tongue, but dudes was singing a different tune not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how one fight can change everything in boxing, and it's like a microwave society, prisoners of the moment. Oh shit, you seen that? Yeah, told you. Yeah, that's exactly what we've been seeing all his career. Yeah, we've been seeing him mentally weak, getting frustrated, not being on his game. We seen this before. Nah, we ain't really seen this shit before. That's why it's creating some of these wild ass takes, because y'all didn't think this shit was gonna happen. Because Lamont Roach performed better than you thought he would. That's what that is. You get me? That's what that shit really is, man. Get that man some credit for standing tall, man, when people ain't think he was going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. Shout out to Snoopy. Nope. Queso, absolutely not. And that being said, Thomas Hill, I'm no longer calling for Tank to take the rematch, handle that ish. Then by the only fighter to actually his contemporaries to truly do what everybody holds only Tank to. Yeah, they all got to get hold to the standard of performing, man. But I think this rematch could be good for boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? We potentially got another possible player at 35. That's how I look at that too, man. So shout out to both of them. I can't wait to see the next one. But again, we're gonna keep rolling. So just like anybody else, look, I expected people to have opinions on this fight, but so many people, like, again, they use this as a I told you so moment. You get what I'm saying? And people been wrong so many times about this guy that now that they feel like they got a leg to stand on, they got a I told you so moment because he had a close fight. That's for the people. I'm talking to the hating ass that don't really like boxing. Y'all just look for a close fight so you could try to make a case that he ain't that guy, but it's gonna take more than a draw to really prove that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take more than that. You ain't even got to lose no more in boxing, like I said, and it's just over for you. We just write guys off. So I hope all of this shit motivate both guys. You know what I mean? Especially with Tank, because he wearing the heat. And, some of the criticism, keyword criticism, I understand, because nobody's above it, him included, no fighter. But I'm cool with people having them opinions, but it seemed like to me, where I come in at, where my frustration be, it's like the people with the biggest platforms go the hardest on the sport. They go to, you know what I'm saying? They had the most like drawn out, interpret assessments of the fights and shit. That shit to have everybody running around here talking about, oh, he's weak, he's this, he quit. Because Brian Norman Sr., they obviously don't like each other too much. The Normans and Team Tank, from what I understand, and he was on Mill City and he gave his take on some things as well. So we're going to get to that.
What people hate about me, I don't think that Tank is a mentally strong person. Well, ain't no think. I know he ain't. I know Tank not a mentally strong person. I watched Tank quit.
So
I know stories listen to me, and I can say this because I ain't even got no fucking. I don't have no allegiance to them. My son was signed shortly with two guys. Before he got with the managers that he with now, he had a brief stint with two guys that started Tank off. They were his managers. They used to tell us stories about his ass. Tank ain't got it, bro. They don't have the heart. He's not built like that. He's not. He's not. They was telling us stories, all kind of shit. They was like, bro, we'll pull up. We'll pull up to a gym. They said he's going to spar somebody. The guy's supposed to be dangerous. Or they were going around, they were taking them around sparring and shit. They was like, they'll take him to a gym. They'll take him in there. Tank be say shit like, all right, y'all keep the car running. Because this motherfucker get it says, I'm going to hit his ass, so I'm going to run out this bitch. They just tell little stories and shit. They tell you everything you need to know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, he not built like that. And I watched him quit. I watched him quit with no reason. I keep telling people, go look it up. After February the 3rd, he had a fight. This is before he fought Barrios, I believe. I can't remember who it was. He fought somebody around February, March 2021. He faked the injury. Again, let me shut up because I said my son, I don't think my son don't want to do all that, so I'm going to shut up. But he ain't built like that. He not built like that. I know for a fact he not.
And look, shout out to the Normans, man. I rock with them, man. Everybody has their different takes and opinions, but when I hear that as a viewer, I hear somebody tell me, guys not as weak mentally. I expect to see that show up in the ring on a consistent basis where I could really see what they talking about. It's easy to it's easy to call out some shit the first time it happened, right? But again, my thing, if everybody can put them in those situations and take advantage of this quote unquote being mentally weak, then what good is it? If the book is out and he's weak mentally, right, then it should be no problem with guys. And I got the same energy for anybody that go this hard on fighters. Like if he's like this, then Lamont Roach should have no problem in a rematch. You know what I mean? Lamont Roach had no problem in a rematch. Guys like Shakur, Stevenson, the Keyshawn Davises of the world. Lomachenko, none of these guys should have problems going in there exploiting this mental weakness. Because again, I'm not big on arguing people's opinions because it's silly to do so, right? But for me, when I hear that, it's cool. But I expect to see this shit show up in the ring. That's where I will get the answers. It's easy. Don't nobody have their best day in sparring every night or even in the ring. We see this shit all the time. Guys take L's all the time, man. Have bad performances like he himself, son doesn't have rough performances. So like I that's like me questioning B. Norman when he get knocked down or something. The first time when he got knocked down, I'm looking at him like, nah, you ain't tough now. Now you ain't got it. You ain't got the heart. You see? Nah, I was the guy that like, nah, man, that's just him learning on the job, getting used to performing in front of these larger crowds and just getting better. That was my take. I didn't question his heart or his mental toughness and none of that. I just said that shouldn't make him better. So all I'm saying is the same could be said here. Sometimes you need to get tested to light that fire to wake your ass up and tighten up. Maybe that's the case for Tank. Tank, shut up about the retirement shit, right? Maybe that's why you shouldn't tell them your plans until you just do it, right? Because then they're gonna just use it against you. Say, well, see, it's because he 1 foot in, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He ain't really dedicated. He ain't really focused. He ain't really that. You see what I'm saying? So Tank, don't tell these dudes your plans. You know that from now on. Lock in, man. And when you do that shit, do that shit. So I just want to see another good fight. Shout out to B. Norman and his pops. Everybody has their take. And I get it, man, but I need to see this in the ring, y'all. So if the book is out that this guy is not in mentally, y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta be able to take advantage of that shit in the ring. Fighters, all 35 pounders. Y'all heard the book is out. Tank ain't got it mentally, y'all. He got him, as Paulie said, right? Yeah, man. He a front runner, y'all. So it should be easy. Hey, Lamont Roach, you heard? You heard what Paulie said? Should be easy, man. I do this shit for boxing. It should be easy, man. I think he deserves more credit than that because we got a good fight overall. But shout out to him. We're going to see, man. I hope that both guys are motivated. Like I said, peace to the Queen Shaver in the Cash App, man. Much love. Blessings to you and Mama. We appreciate you as always supporting the grind. Always. So that's all, man. You know, like I said, I do this shit tastefully. I ain't gotta attack nobody for their stance or their opinion. Cool, that's cool. I'll just use it to make my points, though. I just don't see it that way. If that's truly the case, then like I said, man, guys should be licking their chops, as they say. Y'all should be itching to get in there and really prove it, because the guy that beats him is gonna really be able to turn up. Shit, look at what a competitive loss did with Pitbull Cruz, even though that shit was wider than what people think. You know what I mean? Or say, look at what that did for him. Shit, the draw for Lamont Roach, people treat it like it's some type of loss for Tank. So, like I said, man, I hope this shit motivates both guys to see a possibly an even better fight the second time around. Shout out to my baby girl, the queen. It's Jusdueboxing. How you feeling, baby girl? Tank look good in that fight. Yeah, he looked good. A few things he missed. Yeah, he could sharpen up on some things. Execution. Don't mess with Texas. Was good with it. Reef, what it do, homie? Sure, of course, said Tank still a special fighter. Absolutely understand that would be his toughest fight. 135. Always keep real ish that in mind. Yeah, facts. The fighters that really got to do it. They know what's up. You know, Lamont know there wasn't nothing easy about that fight. Look, I'll say this, and that's why I say you can do this shit. We can have these conversations without. I don't get emotional about it. I do get passionate though, because I love for people to big up boxing before shitting on it. But everybody has their take. But keep in mind, the fighters that got to get in there with them don't see it that way. You get what I'm saying? Case in point, if you had to ask Lamont Roach today, do he feel like Tank is, mentally weak, or if he got bitch in him, he would tell you no. I think that's all that matters at the end of the day. So people can, say what they want, but I think the important factor is nobody getting in the ring with Tank Davis think it's easy. Nobody getting in there with him think, yeah, this is he's soft. Nobody think that shit. Nobody. So it's cool to have an opinion, but the real ones know. Like I say, man, real always recognize real, and talent recognize talent. That dude is still definitely one of the most dangerous guys in boxing. Still one of the most complete guys in boxing. You can hate him, love him, or whatever, but that shit is shit. And like I said, for me, I'm gonna go off of how many times I've seen you prove things to me, as opposed to the one time that you didn't. You get what I'm saying? Unless all of a sudden that you just, from this performance, you just some much different fighter and you no longer as good as you once was. That's the case. Like I said, then we can chop it up on that. But we tripping, man. Let these dudes scrap it out. We got a good fight, is all I'm saying. I don't think it make a lot of sense to overanalyze it to the point where we diminishing what either guy is, because how could you truly give credit to the fight in its entirety if the reason that you saying it looked the way it did is because one guy is not what he's supposed to be? You get me? How could you truly enjoy the fight and give it its proper credit? You get what I'm saying? If you just don't acknowledge that. So I don't know, man. And like I said, him being a fighter himself, he should know how hard this shit is. You know what I'm saying? To perform, you wasn't no knockout guy, and that's really what it boils down to too. The fact that he didn't give you the same exact show that you normally get, which is, like I said, the administering of melatonin and sleep aid in real time, and then doing the flip off the rope. You didn't get those things, so people feel like this is the opportunity to kick the door wide open and say, you see, y'all, look, he ain't this, he ain't that. Look, nah, he ain't this. I hate that. Y'all know I do this for any fighter. I hate that, man. Lie. Let somebody show me it in the ring. That's not enough. A draw don't do that for me. Beat his ass then. That's what I expect. Like, somebody ain't mentally weak, ain't strong, and they got quit in them. Like he seen them quit, they quit. I need to see somebody make them do it where it count. Make him do it where it count. Then we can talk about it. So look, y'all, he Tank is not, it's not where he need to be, y'all, according to some of these people. I'm gonna just say that. So it should be easy work. It should be easy pickings, not mentally there. Boxing is mostly mental. You ain't mentally there, then you ain't, and not focused. That's all mental. So you jack. So he should be easy work next time around, right? It should be easy to kick his ass, right? is we should see him question himself, doubt himself. We should see all this regularly. Like, he should be in there having a tough ass time from here on out, right? And that's not what we gonna get, and we know that. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Like, we tripping. Like, we see it again, then cool. We'll be here for it. We're gonna talk about it. But I was gonna say, get these dudes, they just do. I don't expect everybody to do it, but I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean? I am. Dude is living a dream through Roach. Like, they want to fight and he didn't do enough to take the title from Tank. I understand that, but look at it this way. You know what I'm saying? Look at it this way, right? He only doing what a fighter's supposed to do, right? He fought Tank much better than anybody else. So that alone is, and it's not just that he fought him better than these guys, right? He proved a lot of people wrong with his performance. So I think he has something to be proud of. Right. I hear people making this, you know, this argument about him going on like a victory tour and celebrating a draw. I don't think he's celebrating if you really listening to the interviews and what's being discussed. And I don't think people are taking into account that because of the fight played out the way it did, and he was the guy that shocked the people, they're reaching out, right? They're reaching out to speak to him. I think that's what it is, more so than him like trying to celebrate a draw. Right. I think he's proud of his performance. I think he feels like he need to do more the next time. Right. There, he obviously felt like he should have got the nod, but that's boxers. Most boxers feel like they won when it's a close fight. Right. He's no different. So I don't think he over celebrating it. Oh, you said not Roach talking the other fighters? Nah, they can't. Nah, that's weak. That's like you can't get somebody else work. Like, you get me, you gotta do that. And that's why I made the point earlier, bro, that you can everybody is not going to do what Lamont Roach did. That's what I know. That's what we do know. It's safe to say, even if they did better, they're not going to do exactly what he did. Everybody's not going to be able to have a close fight, that competitive of a fight with him. Not everybody can do that. That's all I'm saying. And we don't even give these dudes the room to be human. You get what I'm saying? When we see it, it's like, nah, it's because he ain't shit. It's because he ain't there mentally. Nah, you know, it ain't just a close fight. So that's why I can't wait to see it again. But yeah, I seen him getting a lot of flack, Lamont Roach, for like just doing interviews. Like, that's his, you get what I'm saying? Like, he shocked some people. Like, they want to talk to the man. You get what I'm saying? It's a big deal to speak to him. And of course, they wanted to ask him about the controversy. You would think like they gonna want to interview guys with some controversy. Like, that shit sells. So I don't look at him like he, you know, I seen people going off on him in his comments, calling him all types of shit, mad at him for like doing interviews. I think that's what you're supposed to do. I think you take advantage of the moment that you participated in, right? You were a part of a really good fight, a really competitive fight with some controversy attached to it. So much so that it deserves a rematch that should be on the way, right? I don't think there's nothing wrong with being seen. And, you know what I mean? If you really listening to the interviews that he's doing and what he's talking about, he's still giving that man his credit. Like I said, he don't think he mentally weak or no bitch or none of that stuff. He don't think like that. He just feel like he got to do more in the rematch to win when it's all said and done. He want the rematch. If it don't happen, he's saying things like fighting Shakur and shit like that. So, but from what we understand, it's coming. So, I mean, I like it, but I think both guys deserve their just due for the fights. Simple. You know what I'm saying? You could critique, but I think, you know, Lamont Roach been getting some weird criticism for just doing him. I don't know who keep putting out these stories saying he's suing and weird stuff like that. He made it clear that he ain't got no lawyers and none of that. He's not suing nobody. Like, I seen that again yesterday. I'm like, who keep putting this stuff out that he's suing? Those dudes fought, man. They ain't suing each other. Ain't no reason to. That was a great fight. Like I said, rematch is do even better, I believe. I mean, get on there. Yeah, hell yeah, you do. Hell yeah. LetsBuild, the fax machine, my dog. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, you gotta get your own smoke with Tank. You can't look at what somebody else did and say, yeah. Like, nah, you know what I mean? You got some people that had crazy opinions on it, but you had some people that's like, you know, it is what it is, a close fight. You know what I'm saying? So dudes anybody celebrating a draw like they did it, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You gotta go get that smoke with them. Can you do it? Can you fight them to the draw? Can you be that competitive within 12 rounds? Can you make it through the 12 rounds? Lamont did it. Can you do it? Everybody's not gonna do as well as Lamont did, and everybody ain't gonna make it the distance like Lamont did. That's all. You know, shout out to them dudes, man. The more I hear people give takes on it, the more I give these guys credit for just putting on a great fight. You know what I'm saying? The more I appreciated the fight. Roach speaking on what the people think versus reality. Oh, for sure. Shout out to my guy, Remo.
I want the people to know. I definitely want the people to know that he was on his motherfucking A game that night. Okay. I'm gonna tell people that 100% for a fact. Just because he didn't live up to y'all expectation, don't mean that he fought a bad fight or he somewhat like people saying he trashed down or overrated or hype. He's a good fighter. I was in there thinking like a motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying, like I have to. I had the performance that I needed to have to perform like how I did, and you know, that don't take away nothing from him. That's why the fight was so good, because he's a good fighter.
What I just say up here, y'all.
I definitely want people to know that 100% for a fact. Like, and the rematch is gonna be fire.
Man, yo, I know y'all was listening. I know y'all heard me echo a lot of the same shit he just said. That's my first time I listened to that. I meant to get into that and play that interview and, you know, react to it how we be doing. I might still do it, but I literally said this. I said this. This is what's going on right now, and I'm telling you respectfully, I think all of this shit starts with the simple fact that a guy that surprised y'all is, we acknowledging that he surprised you, but we ain't giving the credit it deserves that he surprised you. You get what I'm saying? We'll say it, but we won't really acknowledge it and how it's supposed to look. If he surprised you, he did a lot better, which would, like Lamont said, which means why the fight looked the way it did, right? That's, the fight was good for that reason. Them dudes was in there, they was scrapping, man. That was high level shit. That wasn't no low level boxing match in there. That was a high level chess match, man. Them dudes had to figure that shit out. I love fights like that, man. I love it. Little controversy ain't bad either. You know, little controversy ain't bad. You know what I mean? Just make the next fight better. But like I said, man, anytime I hear people taking these type of shots at them, and again, I want to be clear for anybody that's listening, I have nothing to say about, you know, constructive criticism or even fair criticism, even if you thorough with it. But it's just like when you're like constantly trying to convince people that this guy is less than, then I need to see people show me this, because I need to be convinced of this in the ring, not just because you said it after just one fight. Because if we did every fighter like that, the first time, like I said, his son got dropped, we'd be in here questioning his chin and saying he ain't like that. See, I told you he ain't like that. First time he have a down performance, we like, see, he ain't got no heart. You get what I'm trying to say? So if we did that every time somebody didn't look their absolute best, we'd be shitting on everybody all day. You get what I'm saying? So you're allowed to be human over here from my eyes. Yeah, I know y'all human. Y'all might, these other guys might think these fighters are Superman and they can't have, you know, a bad night or a tough night in the office. I don't think like that. And the first time I see it, I don't trip out either. Like if you got embarrassed while you was having a close fight or a tough night, then it's a different conversation. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you're just not going to be able to kick ass the way you normally kick ass. And you're going to need to make adjustments and make some changes and get it done the next time. It's just that simple. But like I said, man, that's my biggest issue with boxing. I think overall for me is that these fights of this magnitude or certain matchups just don't take place often enough for us. So when we see it, it's like regular. We'll just look at great fights like what we supposed to look at them as, great fights, instead of just saying, you know what I mean? Because you can't in one instance say, oh, it was a great fight, both guys that did this, and then in the next breath you like, yeah, but this guy ain't this, he ain't X, Y, and Z. It's like now you taking from the fight. So that's all. These dudes is really, you know, on their games, man. It was a lot of like ebbs and flows. This shit was one of them fights where it's hard to really get that separation from. You know what I'm saying? And that's why rematches happen, bro. Let's see what adjustments is made. Like I said, I can't wait to see it personally, because I think both guys got enough criticism. Especially Tank got a lot of stuff to use as like, you know, focus and bulletin board material. But Lamont got his fair share too. So I hope everything that's been going on since this fight, all the comments, the different takes, I hope they both equally motivated to go in there and fight another great fight. Because I could only see it being another good one, man. I really do. The way the first one played out, it seemed like it would be hard for it not to be good again. It would be hard. So I just expect another good fight. He said Lamont don't know boxing. Yeah, he don't know. He don't know nothing, Cal. You know? What did he know? What did he know? He's only a world champion. You know what I mean? At another weight class. What do he know? You know what I'm saying? He don't know shit. He's waiting. Yeah, and that's all. And I'm not speaking to people that have criticism, even if it's thorough, even if it's like tough criticism. I'm cool. I ain't got no smoke for nobody like that. It's just the ones that overdo it and they kind of waited for this opportunity to say, look, he ain't shit now. I told you. That I don't like that. It's kind of weak. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait, like I said, to see the next one, man. The next one gonna be even better, I believe, personally. I do. So shout out to the Normans, man. The thing is, if he got all this, like quit in him and this lack of focus and mental fortitude and toughness, then somebody better be able to take advantage of it, and preferably soon. You know what I mean? ASAP in his next fight. You get what I'm saying? Reef said I got Tank winning a rematch and still be a close competitive fight. For sure. It's just been such a hot topic. Like every day I think it'd be over with and it'd be like, nah, Judge, you ain't see this. So it's just like all these different takes, and they're cool to hear these different breakdowns and assessments. But overall, man, the truth is going to be told in the ring when it's all said and done. You get me? The truth going to be told in the ring. But I lean to him too. Same thing, Reef. I do. It's hard to bet against that young man. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to bet against him, bro. It's very hard to bet against him. You know what I mean? But much respect to the Camboses. I'm tripping. Much respect to both guys. Can't wait to see it again. And let me play this little clip, man. I remember what he said here.
That's another thing about fighters. They wanted to box, or their father made them box. I had to box. I had to get myself out of my situation. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was coming to, I didn't say I'm gonna be this champion. Yeah, undisputed champion. Nigga, I was saying I need to get money. I need to get out of my situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's no point. It's no more point to prove to myself. Cause I already, you feel me? I did what I came to do.
Man, and I play that just to kind of before we transition to the next topic. But do you hear what he say? That's in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? That's in a nutshell, bro. Shout out to my dog. That's in a nutshell. Hey, a lot of people box. Maybe somebody made them. Whatever the case, shit, he had to do it to get himself out of the situation. You know what I mean? He needed money. And in his mind, he like, bro, I did it. So he like, as far as trying to prove something to individuals that doubt what he is, like y'all gonna be doing that till he retired, till you blue in the face, whichever one come first. Because when I hear a man speak like that, I'm not saying we can't hold him to a standard or we can't demand him to fight guys that's quality, but I have more of an understanding of his why simply by just listening to what he said. So in his mind, he like, this is what I came to do, and I'm doing that. But you know what? The unique thing, the dope thing about it is he's still in a situation where those things can still happen as well. You could have made that money and take a little bit of legacy with you. So yeah, you ain't necessarily got to chase down every title or whatever the case, but there's still some really good fights out there for you to make. And I think all things go the right way, it's going to be a couple of mouths that get shut up. You know what I mean? It's going to be a couple of mouths that get closed when he do what he do. Shout out to my dog, CJ Rich. Said, just tapping in. Paulie, keeping it spicy. Yeah, Paulie, little what his hot topic, his hot take. Shout out to my guy, man. Y'all smash the like button if y'all have it. We going to keep rocking for a minute, man.
What? This not funny. How am I supposed to get home? Hold on. Hold on. Here. $2. Take the train.
Hit the train. Shout out to my dog, CJ Rich, man. I think which fight remind me a little of the Charlo vs. Harrison fight. First fight, Lamont didn't do enough to win, but they gave it to Harrison because they wanted to see Charlo lose because he talk a lot. Yeah, in this case, I think, it just was like one of them nip and tuck joints. And, if you look at it, like I watched the fight several times. I might still go back and watch Gary Antuanne Russell fight again because I just like rewatching fights. I always see something different, but neither guy, it wasn't no real separation. I think that was the ultimate issue there. Not really an issue. That's why it played out the way it did. So look, great fights deserve conversations far after they over. This one is no different. For me, I think I'm done now. I think we done now. I think we could just comfortably sit back and just wait for a rematch to be announced, right? Shout out to my dog, Hardcore Boxing News, Jay Hardcore. He said he spoke to the Roaches, man. So about as far as the that June 21st date that they putting out, they don't know anything about it. So that's why you notice I ain't said nothing about that date. I've seen it swirling around too, but I just wasn't gonna throw it out there. So we just gonna wait, see what happens next, see if a rematch even happens. But from what it sounds like, it seemed like that's the direction that it's headed. And Lamont is keeping options open, which I do like as a fighter, just in case for whatever reason it don't come to fruition, then he'll be looking to fight somebody else. So I think that's dope. You know what I mean? Let boxing continue. Let these dudes keep being great. But let's see that rematch, though. I ain't gonna lie. That first one was a doozy, man. I want to see it. Team fans act like Tank didn't take a knee. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's okay to acknowledge that shit. Like, he messed up. Little mental lapse. That's what I think. Or he done it for the reason he said he done it, right? Eye burning. He's like, oh, I need a quick second, right? So it's the shit that you learn from. Like, the thing is, when guys show vulnerability, we don't allow them to recover, to bounce back from it. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't want to see how he respond after that controversy, after those moments, after having some moments where people like, oh shit, what happened right there? Right? Like, y'all don't want to see him bounce back after a situation where it wasn't the best thing for him. Like, you don't want to see it. It's like, that's how fans talk. They don't even want to see, nah, hell no, he wasn't shit. Like, you get me? I'm like, damn, bro. Y'all want to see how to look? Y'all want to see what Lamont could do if he motivated for a second one? You get me? Gary Antuanne slip, slide for 12 rounds. Yeah. He slipped and slide. Slim, I'm Slim. He said I scored a 6 apiece in rounds, draw, but the controversy, right, Dub, and that's fair. And now you one of the fairest people I know. I like that. Or on the street, folks that scored a draw don't know about. Right, hey, right, Cal. Facts. Especially if you thought, hey, Lamont, how dare you think he edged it? Oh man, by any man, they gonna come for you. Love this boxing stuff, man. We gotta support these dudes, help build up the sport, keep enjoying what we seeing, man. A little controversy helps things get interesting, bro. Helps things get interesting. But real quick, y'all, we was talking about this yesterday, right? And it was T.O. that Shakur had issued a challenge to, but then it was said that member Gary Russell said he'd go down to 35 to fight him, and he'd be with it. And this was Shakur's response the other day from it. Says, LOL, crazy. I got hella respect for Cuz. We used to spar every other day for real. You don't got to take it no type of way, but I would love to line it up with him if the money makes sense. And I think that's what fighters always say, if it makes sense. And shit, I will hope that they can make sense out of a fight like this. They used to spar, get some work in, so they got some familiarity with each other. So that might lead to the fight looking a certain way if they was to fight. But I like this energy. Shakur in this case is keeping the same energy. He didn't just issue a challenge to T.O. He also entertained and said he would be willing to fight Gary Antuanne Russell as well. You know what I mean? And, it's funny because Gary is a real one, saying he's be willing to go down to 35 pretty much if he had to. Shakur is even willing to go up. This type of shit you like. I doubt if this shit come to fruition because boxing rarely delivers this type of shit, but for what it's worth, man, I do rock with the way both of these guys are keeping it. You know what I'm saying? He having the same energy. It wasn't like, oh, nah, it was just T.O. Nah, just T.O. And, you know, people wouldn't expect him to fight a guy like this. Dangerous with this kind of style. So, I would love to see it. Their two styles match up, man. I think it'd be crazy. I think it'd be a real test for Shakur. Gary Antuanne Russell do not let you breathe. This dude throwing 80 plus punches around. That should get different in there. You know what I mean? So, I don't care who you is, Gary Antuanne Russell is going to test you. So, I'm not against seeing great matchups like this. And he had a little clip where he said something. Honorable mention, shout out to my dog, a diehard Tank fan here, but he lost that bout. I feel you. I feel you. Some people feel like he, you know, came up a bit short. Some people cool with the draw. Some people said he won. I ain't mad at none of it because those type of fights, you're going to get those mixed opinions and reactions, right? So, and breakdowns. So, I ain't tripping. Some people thought he edged it. Some people thought Mont edged it. Some people was completely cool with the draw. Me, I'm cool with the result because I feel like it could lead to an even better fight in a rematch or another good fight. And potentially Lamont Roach could make himself as a somewhat of a player at 35, being able to compete amongst the best with another good showing.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my guy, man. Honorable mentions. So yeah, man. Some people say my thing is I like to get to a space where we could respect what each other's saying in there without going crazy, right? You know what I mean? It ain't like nobody saying nobody got robbed. There wasn't no robbery. Just one of them close ass fights. And you know, some people really feel like Lamont just didn't do enough to create enough separation to get his hand raised either. So I can understand all of it. I can understand if you think he edged it and why. I get it. I understand if you think it's a draw and why. I get it. I understand if you thought either guy won. I get it. That's what we get with those type of fights. That fight can happen. I see the narrative now. Shakur is fighting guys he sparred. You know it, Reef. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know they coming. Never mind how dangerous it'd be as far as a challenge and stylistically. But they like, he sparred him. He only saying that because he sparred him. TD Sports Talk. What's good with it, bro? How you feeling? From the Bronx. Shout out to the Bronx, by the way, too, man. It's my guy, man. He a real one, too, by the way. Y'all tap in to TD Sports Talk if y'all have it, man. Damon, what did y'all wonder if Shakur responded to Antuanne? That's what he said. This was him responding to it right here. He said he'd love to line it up if the money right. And Antuanne had a little post. Where is it at? Video where he
just said something on, I want to say on Twitter about me, saying that he'll fight me. He said, okay. I wouldn't mind that. I don't know how true it is. A lot of times social media be twisting people's words up. So I said, I know him personally, so I would reach out to him just to get clarity on how things was said and happened. But yes, it does open me up to a range of
you gotta love Gary Antuanne, man. Got to, bro. But you know, he with it, man. I love it. I love the energy, man, from both fighters. You gotta be willing to take on all challenges. And I think the interesting thing about this all is this is right shortly after Shakur issued that challenge to T.O. at 140. And then this dog come knocking. Here come this dog, Antuanne. You get me? And he like, look, bro, we got respect for him, man. We did sparring. Like, look, I line it up with him. That money makes sense, but we feel like we could. They make that make sense, you know. There's one of them fights not having Shakur fighting Joe Cordina next. He might, the butcher, he might. None of that shit is out the realm of possibility, bro. But again, as long as people are able to put it in this context, why he fighting, who he fighting, we could talk about it all day long. Again, people that say he gonna fight here for who he fighting, or they gonna complain, but we all know what it is with him at this point. Honor the membership to Just for his fair and balanced take. Shout out to my dog, man. And shout out to you, bro. We appreciate you, CJ. Much love, man. I'm gonna keep being fair to these guys because even though boxing ain't, I'm gonna keep calling it fair. Rain and peace, Queen. How you feeling? It's a good fight. I love it for both guys. Me too. I just like the energy. Like Nobody sound like they super clout chasing. You hear how Gary talk. Look, I'll reach out to him, man. Get some clarification on how it was said. you hear Gary? He like, cause all I know is I heard he said, like he like, bro. He like, yeah, man, cause I'll fight you. I'll fight you. You know what I mean? You love this shit. Gotta love this, man. I just like these conversations, bro. Even though it's a really good chance that fights don't happen, it still ain't gonna stop me from having a good conversation when I see fit. And those just being two really good fighters, two real ones to me. You know what I mean? That's how I see it, at least. And challenges like that would be dope. Like him even thinking about dipping his toe in 140 and fighting a dog like a Gary Antuanne, or vice versa. Gary Antuanne thinking about coming down, losing 5 pounds, or even a thought that he would challenge T.O. in that regard. Shit like that makes boxing fun. I wish those type of fights could happen more often, because I'm with it. And I said this before. It's easy to support guys when all they do is win. Let's see where your support lie when they lose for the first time. And if these guys, these top tier guys that we speak about on a regular basis, fought more often, dude's gonna lose, bro. Newsflash. Guys gonna take some losses. It's probably gonna be unexpected and all types of shit. But let it be known. When it's all said and done, everybody ain't retired with no O on their record. And I don't care about the O. Like, I want to see dudes mix it up. I don't want to see nobody lose per se, but I want to see the ones that haven't lost mix it up with each other, so then we can sort it out. Like, that's what I want to see. So we'll really see, man. We'll really see. Shout out to my dog, Brian King. What's good with it, bro? Boy who cried, he said, bro, you're literally a Devin fan. Who you calling a Devin fan? You heard him in my little Ellaby voice. I'm a supporter of Devin Haney. I definitely am. I don't know, you probably saying that to somebody else, but I'm a supporter of Devin Haney for sure. Hell yeah. Why not? He ain't giving me a reason not to support him. I don't give a damn about what happened with him and Ryan. Like, so it ain't go in his favor. I don't care. You get me? I can't wait to see him bounce back. Be perfectly honest, I'm rooting for Devin to beat Jose Ramirez. No slight to him. I like him, but I wanted to see Dad beat him. I want to see him get his lick back with Ryan. I do. So hell yeah, ain't nothing wrong with being a Devin Haney supporter. I'm definitely that. I support all the boxing, bro. Like, if you putting on, you getting in there, risking your life for my entertainment, and I'm aware of you, I'm going to support you the best way I can. If it's a fight somewhere where I can get to, I'm going to go to it. But now I think people should get behind Devin Haney, especially in a situation where it was a banned substance at play and it wasn't on his side. People really should get behind him. Like, damn, that was tough. Your career could have got changed. But instead, he getting clowned and ridiculed all over some meaningless ass lawsuit. You get what I'm saying? So I can't wait to see him get back in there, beat Jose Ramirez, outbox him, get your dub, and go get that lick back. In a perfect world. That's what I want to see for him. We should support all these guys. I ain't got no, these dudes is young men at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm considerably older than a lot of these dudes. You know what I mean? So I like to see these guys win. I want to see the bounce back story. Like, shout out to my guy Dub, because I was hearing him say this. He like, I think he said, don't tell me about when a guy wins. You want to tell me about how he bounced back. Like, you like the bounce back story. Something to that effect. I don't want to misquote you, but shout out to you, bro, because I've been saying that since I had this channel. And I said it a little bit earlier, it's easy to support somebody when they winning. Let's see where you at when they lose for the first time. When something don't go their way, how you panic. Let's see how you start talking then. Let's see if you still champion and lobbying for them the same way you was. And I'm going to be the same dude, win, lose, or draw. I mean, you should support these guys, especially if they going out giving you the fights that you want or taking the challenges that they're supposed to take. You get what I'm saying? I want to see them all go out there. Malaza, what it do? Russell and Matias lost the title fight same night. And when they come back, same night. Hey, talk to them. Get me? Can't count nobody out. And then what they were saying, how Russell get a title shot after a loss. Man, I don't want to hear it. He won. Look how he performed after a loss. That's why you don't count people out. Matias, they was waiting for him to lose so they could say, oh, he ain't no boogeyman, but you won't fight him. You won't fight him. Don't talk to me about how Matias ain't a boogeyman if you ain't trying to fight him, if you at 140. Show me if you will fight him. That dude's still a dog, man. Matias is still dangerous, still game, still hungry. And he going to be a tough guy for people to deal with. I mean, you're gonna have to box him and be consistent at doing it, because if not, you're gonna have troubles. You're gonna have some troubles. Just the bounce back stories. Oh man, tell him then to fall down. You get me? I love it, bro. That shit make boxing, dub. That's why I'm like, listen, I ain't trying to tell nobody who to be supporters of, but I don't see how more people ain't like loud and proud about getting behind Devin Haney. I get it. The people little gripes and stuff with shit that his pop say, but I'm like, look at the fighter. All he do is train his ass off. When he make the weight, whether he killing himself on the scale, I get it with the rehydrate. I get all of that. But when it's all said and done, that man get in there and fight, bro. Get in there and fight. And when that shit was as rough as hell for him, he kept trying to fight. You get me? And then come to find out, oh, some cheating going on, whether it was intentional or not. The man got slighted. More people should be saluting him for even thinking about talking about getting back in there after all of that. He like, man, I'm going to give me a warm-up, and I'm going right back to revisit the scene of the crime. Gotta love it, man. I just thought more people would support that energy from him. Like, I thought more people would be like, yeah, Dad, this is how you do it. Lawsuit aside, like, how long we gonna talk about that? Get that shit out the way. That shit is irrelevant. Don't even got nothing to do with the fighting. He's still trying to get back to it, and we not even allowing him a chance to do it. We out here saying the dude is done and he mentally ain't the same. I'm like, damn, without seeing him back, y'all need to stop. That ain't the worst fight I've seen. That's not the most brutal fight I've ever seen. They act like that was the most brutal shit you've ever seen, bro. I've seen way worse than that. I've seen way worse. To me, Diego Corrales, to me, rest in peace to him, he got beat up every bit as just as bad, if not worse, by Floyd Mayweather. Man, that man was getting punched and dropped all over the place, bro. He got his ass beat and stopped. Ricky Hatton was getting his ass whooped too. Like, he was getting punched on in that fight. I seen way worse ass whoopings, bro. Like, yeah, it's tough to bounce back after you lose because you competitive. You put so much into a night's work and it don't go your way. It could be like, it could be it could hit you, fuck your confidence up. But I just feel like, man, at what point do we allow the dudes to bounce back? We never do. We be like, nah, it's over. It's over. Nah, that beating y'all, just he won a lot. He won several rounds in that fight. Several. You get what I'm saying? He was getting dropped left and right. True. But he kept getting up, bro. He kept getting up. He had the dog in him to keep doing that, man. It's tough to keep getting back up. Like I said, man, name me another opponent from Ryan that kept getting up from them hooks. Ryan usually knock your ass out. You get me? So I get it. It looked a little tough. But, yo, man, shit. I seen way worse fights than that, bro. I seen way worse fights, bro. I seen way worse fights than that. You know what I mean? It was he got lumped up. You know what I'm saying? He got lumped up, but it's all about the mental and what he believe if he can bounce back. Hell yeah, I'm going to support him openly behind the scenes. I ain't got no reason I don't dislike none of these dudes. I always tell y'all that. And I'm definitely, like Dub said, I love that comeback story. He in a position to really do it. And he beat a guy up in Ryan that people been tired of anyway. He back cooking with grease. I love to see him and Tio line it up too, man. Devin is in a good position to make some fights. I swear I hope he proves some people wrong. I do. I do. I'm truly rooting for them next 2 wins for that dude. I really want to see that. I really want to say I don't have nothing against him. I ain't mad at him because he fought Ryan and it didn't work. Man, people like, you see, you wasn't shit. You fought somebody your size. I get it. But it was more to it than that. And I think we should just allow the man an opportunity to bounce back. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling that man cooked after one fight. He gonna get it back. You know what I mean? He'll get back. Ryan, you just went against Rolly. Don't get hit with none of that slow bus hooks, them slow bus hooks. How did that come out the L? They the ones, yeah. Shout out to Motowns, you know it. I'm thorough like you, KB. I appreciate you, Queen. Yeah, we love these dudes, man. And like I don't want to say it like that, but I love supporting these dudes, bro, and not trying to tear them down. Devin got whooped. Nah, he got touched up, but it's not as bad as people making it seem. They making it seem like it was like one-way traffic. He put together several rounds in that fight. Just the rounds that he lost big because he was getting dropped and knocked around the ring. So it looked, you know what I mean? From the outside looking in, looked terrible. But we've all seen worse fights than that. Y'all ever seen y'all seen Gabriel Rosado and Triple G? Y'all see how his face was all blood, man? That was worse. You get him cut and all type. He was getting punished and wanted to keep fighting. Like, you get me? I've seen way worse fights. So for me, it's all about where he's at mentally. If he can really bounce back, I think he showed his level of toughness to keep getting up, right? So part of getting back is getting up one more time. Now, can he do it in the ring and show y'all, like, I don't think he got to be changed. He just obviously going to need to build his confidence a little bit, I think, early in the fight. And I think from there, he'll be all right. I think it'll be just like riding a bike, bro. I really do. Unless you think his brain got scrambled so much that he just a ruined product. I don't feel like that. Nah. It was a shocker for him, but you can bounce back. Shit, man. You know? Dudes take losses all the time and bounce back. Cotto got punished way worse. Yeah. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? 88? Facts, bro. Facts. Yeah, he got dropped a bunch of times. Shout out to Sid. He says the new age boxing fans, loving the game. Talking to the OG that's been watching boxing since the 80s, 90s, and the thousands. Yeah, man. It's not enough. He said it's not enough students of the game. Everybody want to be a teacher, not enough students for me, bro. Shout out to my baby girl, man. In the building. I hear baby do in the background with his whining, but I ain't rooting for Devin, but I ain't rooting for Ryan either. Now, I'm definitely rooting for Devin, though. I definitely am. Because I don't have a reason not to. Like, what did he do as a fighter for me not to root for him? Devin Haney. Like, not having it your way or it not working out for you in the fight is not grounds for me to not rock with you. Even the lawsuit situation, it wasn't like he was the one talking about that. I thought that was for me, a miscalculation on Bill's side simply because he was like spearheading that conversation, like making that on people's minds. And I think they could have handled it behind closed doors because all it did was bring negative press. But that's still not enough reason for me to look at them as a team. But like, yeah, I can't support them. The shit that he do that ain't stand-up shit, you call that out for what it is. But it's a lot of other stuff that he do that's well within the sport, right? When he keeping it boxing, I love it. I love to see it from Bill. So I support them dudes. I don't see no reason not to. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a reason not to. I don't think, the petty stuff like rehydrate, that's petty. Like, dude, make weight, work out, work hard as hell. People say he been given everything. I don't think that's true. I think he worked to get everything he got. I really do. I think his father provided a stable, real good lifestyle for him coming up, and he took the torch and ran with it. Get what I'm saying? His father had his shit together, and then in turn helped his son put him in position to get his shit together, and they winning as a team. I don't see no reason not to support him. It's just when he do something that I think is, out of bounds, you call it out for what it is, and you know what I mean? You just leave it there. But overall, I think he's done a lot more good than bad for sure. I mean, just nobody is going to be perfect. And I said this before, when I look at a guy like Bill Haney, he's a guy that's learning on the job. I don't know if he feels like that, but that's how I see it from the outside looking in. And he's taking that ride essentially with his son, and they learning. And, he's working with different people, getting the game. He's constantly always in his corner. He's going to always fight for him, beat him mouthpiece. I ain't tripping on it. You know what I'm saying? Most of it, like, especially when they just keep it boxing, call who you want to call out, fight. You know what I mean? Fight the guys you want to fight. I'm all for it. I like the father-son tandem because I don't feel like, despite what people say, I don't feel like he's ruining anything. I don't feel like he's trying to be the star. Like, I don't think that. I think he's having fun in the role that he in for sure, but I don't think he's trying to overshine his son. Whereas, some of these other fathers of the fighters is a little different, but I think Bill means well. That's what I say. When it's all said and done, that's what I gathered from him. So from one man to another, as a father to another, I could support him. I could see what he's doing. And I told y'all before, I'm going to keep saying this for those that never heard me say it. Shout out to the big homie, Jay Hardcore. He's seen, he ran into Bill in real life, and, in person. And then one of the things he said to him was like, yo, I'm just out here promoting my son. Like, and it was a genuine, like, statement that he was making. And it's like, cameras and microphones and all that shit, podcasts, all that shit aside, this is really what I'm here doing. I'm going to tell everybody. And it's so much, that statement is worth 1,000 words to me. Because now when I see him, every interview, every chance he get, he like, yo, my son is this, my son is that. I get it. Like, I get it. But again, when it's out of bounds, we call him out for it and we just keep it moving, right? But like I said, I think he means well. You know what I'm saying? Some of the shit that, you know, when it came to Tank, it was weird to me. But overall, like I said, I think he's just trying to get his son in the best position possible. And part of that, doing that, you're going to have to hear his mouth, right? But none of these dudes have given me a reason not to support him. None of them are perfect, but I don't care about people's personal lives as far as fighters. I don't see no reason not to support Devin Haney at all. Shout out to my homie Big Dog Willie. Says Schofield Sr. versus Bill Haney. Capping Wars reached the end with a slim victory for Bill Haney. Bill Haney experienced in capping for years, outlast Schofield. Schofield was a front runner when it came to that line. He emptied the clip, Big Dog, told all them lies and ran out of steam. He don't know how to pace himself. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man, my guy. Devin to get knocked down and still win some rounds. Yeah, hell yeah. He was hurt. I know he was hurt. Oh, Ryan beat him up again. I ain't mad. Listen, some people see it different. Some people, you know, he might piss y'all off in ways that he ain't pissed me off. But I don't take nothing these young dudes do personal. The shit talking, the back and forth, the Twitter shit is light. You know what I mean? Just standing on business when you're in the ring. You know what I mean? You say lucky a carnival worker and get a hold of him. Cordelia say he want Riley beat him up again. Damn. Yeah, man. Shout out to my guy, man. Bill got addicted to the attention. Yeah, he definitely liked the attention for sure. Definitely. You get the father-son combo started with just them two. To achieve what they had is amazing in general. Absolutely. Very successful. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Papa Schofield got a ways to go. You know what I mean? You stupid. Shout out to my baby girl. I was good with that man be capping. Sure, like I've been hearing it for the longest, Big Dog. That's we get on his helmet for it. Like, you know, when he not keeping it boxing or being genuine with his approach. But for the most part, man, we like I said, I look at that stuff as just promoting. Not the lion shit. The lion shit is the lion shit. But like I said, I think he mean well. I really do. I really do. I got you. Yeah, 2 cents. He definitely got addicted to the attention that he was getting. I think he just started enjoying the ride, right? And sometimes you can understand. So y'all winning, y'all traveling, you're undisputed, you kicking ass. You get what I'm saying? Y'all doing y'all thing. Yeah, beat Lomachenko. I get it. Like, yeah, y'all riding the high. Like, y'all doing it together. And it was dope to see. But what I respected is that how he kind of like fired himself in a sense, right? Like he removed himself out of the limelight and allowed his son to bring him back on to the extent he seen fit. So I think that was dope. Whereas you see completely different with a Schofield, right? You heard what Rick Ross said when I played the clip. He wanted to take control over everything. I see the other one, think he's vocal and people don't like that. So I like I said, for me, I think, like, what's the worst thing he's done? Said some stuff? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that shit is light. Like, you call him out for it when it's time to, and then you just move on. And I look at the overall picture is the success that they've been able to have. I rock with it. You know what I mean? But not the personal attacks on the fighters, not the mugshot shit. All that stuff is left field for me. I don't rock with none of it. But it maybe, you know, since this Ryan Garcia situation, he's been a lot more quiet, a lot more like reserved. This is now, so we want to see where he goes from here. If he's learned from, you know, any mistakes in the past in terms of how he promote and stuff like that. So we'll see. But overall, for me, I don't know about y'all. For me, they haven't done enough that would warrant me to stop supporting them. Right? I don't see nothing they did. Should have let them have it. Adrian Broner, Bush, that's what I'm saying. Frank Martin, Smoke. Oh, I don't know what that is. Just Bill Haney and Captain Dazzle. The apocalypse just add fun to the sport. Right. It's an element of fun that they add with the shit talking, and you know what I mean. Some of the little videos he was doing was funny, tasteful. Like, you know, He got some stuff. He threw dirty to the Bulls, making that lawsuit that public. Yeah, I don't think that was thought through. I don't think he thought that out. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he thought that one through, 2 cents. I don't think he thought that one through. Because it's something that it didn't need to be public, in my opinion. And maybe, you know, I felt as though maybe he looked at it as they had such a reason to be doing it. Maybe people would understand it and maybe not critique it the way they did, but I think he was wrong. I think he kind of he missed that one. But overall, now it's looked like they able to kind of move past it, which is good. So now that they're able to move past it, we should be able to see the next version of what Devin Haney is, right? He's saying he's gonna be a new improved version of himself. That's what I'm banking on. That's what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him my bad. Just had to say somebody want Devin to fight Keyshawn. I don't think that'll happen. I don't think we ever see that though. But yeah, the lawsuit, I just think the making it public just wasn't a smart idea to me. You know what I mean? Like what I'll say overall for me, y'all, for my money, how I chalk it all up. I got you, Shay. I just sent it to you. I got you. I look at it as he's a fighter that was a father of a fighter that was learning on the job as well as his son, right? You see how they did it. They went to Mexico and got it out the mud. They got ridiculed for that. But you heard that Bill Haney was responsible for why those guys over there in Mexico get more money. Now the opponents get paid more. They was like Bill Haney single-handedly is the reason for that. I think that's dope. He left his mark over there, whether people choose to acknowledge it or not. Now, I think where essentially where he might, you know, rub people the wrong way, or maybe, you know, it might get a little conflicting with the fan base is how he chooses to promote. Like it's all good that you think he the best and X, Y, and Z, but there's times where he color outside the lines, to put it mildly, right? Where he's colored outside the lines. And for me as a content creator, when I've seen those moments, I've, you know, spoken on them accordingly, but I can't just reduce him to the time that he's making a mistake as a man. Like I think it's some things that he might have done wrong, but overall, like what's the harm that he's caused? Has he put his son in a position to fail? Is he like you know, does he take away from boxing? I don't think he does that. Do he take away from Devin Haney's career? I don't think he does that. I don't think he teeters over that line per se, where he's trying to be the guy. I just think he's the mouthpiece, obviously, because he's more outspoken than his son, and that's where they kind of feed off each other. Devin gonna put the work in, Bill gonna talk the trash. I know sometimes they feel like he talk so much that his son got to deal with it, but it's boxing. That's what it's entertainment, so you're gonna talk shit, a lot of it. So it's all good, man. Like I said, for me, I haven't seen it goes so left where I'm like, it ain't no coming back. You get what I'm saying? I'm way more annoyed by a T.O. Senior or a Schofield Senior than him. I like B. Norman Senior. You know what I'm saying? I could level with Bill Haney. I've talked, maybe the little interaction that I've had, I had a chance to talk to him too. But just just an easy dude to talk to as well. Like sometimes, you know, answer questions for sure, but not a disrespectful dude. You give him a certain respect, he give it back. So you get what I'm saying? That's my interpretation of him. I had my interaction with him on J Hardcore channel and asked him a few questions, talked to him. So like overall, I feel like I get his why. It's just to promote his son. And I think the fact that he's learning on the job, he tends to color outside the lines. And because it's boxing and people feel like it's the hurt business, everything goes, but sometimes some shit is off limits. And he's learned, I think, with some of this shit is just off limits. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But like I said, it's, at the grand scheme of things, he just putting on for his son, trying to put him in the best positions. They've been you know, they've been winning together. I like to see it, bro. So I'm really interested to see what their comeback story look like. You know what I mean? What could they do now? Who they gonna add to the corner? How much better can they get as a team, right? What improvements can be made? Those things interest me a lot because he's counted out. People just writing Devin off. I think they writing him off a little too soon. So Shout out to him and Bill. Bill, keep standing up for your son. Don't color outside the lines as much, but talk as much shit as you want to. Promote, the way you supposed to. Keep it boxing, and I think you always had the support of the people. So I like I said, when it's all said and done, I support them. And nobody perfect. They all gonna do some shit that's, But overall, like, we got to get behind the fighters. Unless he's a detriment to his son's career, then I understand it. But I don't think it's that at that point. I think he's a big reason why his son is where he at. You know what I mean? As well as Devin having a good example to learn from. So it works. It works. Like, I don't see him as a control freak like the other guy is. You get what I'm saying? And you hearing that from Freeway Rick Ross, he done brought Kid Austin, all these different trainers trying to get him help. And look what his dad do. His dad found a way to mess it up. So he was like, hey, I mean, shout out to my guy. He said, keep cooking. I'll catch the replay. Just shout out to my dog, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to my dog, man. Appreciate you, man. They'll be antagonizing fans. Yeah, they wanted to play the villain role, manifested that energy. That's true, though. It's true. Junior, the truth. Shout out to you, family. How you feeling, man? Good to see you in the building. Respect to you, bro. Much respect. Snoop, he said Rivera took a weight loss. Yeah, but look, I think the villain role, I don't think they need that. I think he's a likable dude because of the things that he represent. He represent, having his parents in his life or having a good upbringing. He represents a kid that could have took the spoiled approach and said, yo, my dad had a little bit of money. I don't really need this boxing shit. Devin never did that. He always, to me, in my opinion, took it as serious as one could take it. And he had a really interesting, road that he traveled. For me, I don't know how everybody else see it, going the Mexico route. Got, like I said, ridiculed and criticized for that, but they made their mark over there. You know what I mean? With the sparring videos and people bringing attention to him, him and Shakur having a viral sparring and, just building and building. Like, I think they done good. But I think what we've seen is guys make mistakes along the way, bump their head a little bit, right? Rub some people the wrong way, ruffle some feathers. I don't think you can, most people, especially if you're super vocal like that, you're going to ruffle some feathers and rub some people the wrong way. But I think the key is to continue to learn from what might be a potential mistake or a misstep or whatever the case. So seeing him be quiet for a while Devin was putting in that work is refreshing, because now we see what they got to offer when they back. So it don't seem like he at the point where they just all out overselling the product, but he definitely here to tell you Devin about to be back. You know what I mean? He said whether him or his boxing payola crew. I feel that. I feel it. I feel you, man. I could dig it, man. So that's how I see it, man. Overall with them, man. They'll have my support as long as they move the right way, and I don't see him doing nothing crazy. Like right now, Devin is, think about it, y'all. He was getting pummeled in the ring against Ryan. He was getting pummeled. The embarrassment, the memes, getting drugged, the lawsuit didn't help, right? His stock, people said, took a hit. It's dropping. He ain't looking good. That man's still back, still training, still got his pops. They still a team. He's still about to bounce back against Ramirez and try to get that Ryan fight back. When people like, man, he can't beat him. Get what I'm saying? Look how vulnerable he looked the last time in the ring. He going to get that shit back. That's where he should be represented at. You get what I'm trying to say? That's where he should be saluted at. He got his ass handed to him respectfully, right? In the rounds that he lost, he was getting dropped, knocked all over. Dude, like, man, I'm about to shake back Ramirez and moved up the weight class. And he's like, yo, I'm getting that back. You get me? So I like that. Like, it's nothing not to like about it. He did exactly what people said. He was never the one like, oh, we're suing. That was Bill talking about that. I know people can't separate the two, but the fighter wasn't champion. Oh, we're suing him. And I understood that if there were no PD, see, this is the difference with the lawsuit too, where people couldn't separate the two. If it weren't for Osterine, they never would have been suing. I'm almost convinced of that. I'm almost 100% sure that if that wasn't the case, if he never failed no test, they wouldn't have sued for nothing. That's why they sued, because they felt like the reason that the fight played out that way is because he was cheating. So a lot of people kind of looked over that and they was like, nah, you're suing for battery and then, and I get it. But for me, I always looked at it like that. First things first, if there was no Osterman present, they would have no reason to be suing. They would have just took their L. You get what I'm saying? Remember, it was a little brief period of time before the failed test came out where it was just looked like L. He lost. Get what I'm saying? He said he was the better man that night. All that stuff. So shout out to my dog, Ace. He said called Tierra Brown fight. I like Tierra Brown. I'm with it, man. Shout out to my dog Ace, always trying to get me on Tierra Brown. Shout out. He said, oh, you got 25 on Tierra Brown. I like her. I'm rooting for her to win, bro. I want Tierra Brown to win. That would never be a true villain, no matter what jacket you put him on. Yeah, he's a good young man. Yeah, and I think he needs to understand that too. I don't think he need to play the villain role at all. I'm with you. I don't think so, because he a hard-working lunch pail kid that, you know, had his pops do it the right way, and he took the torch and ran with it. That is something that I support as a fight fan. Like that, I get behind that. I'm like, bro could have easily been like a spoiled ass kid and not really worked hard and just was like, well, you know, my pops got me. Like, nah, he was like, bro, I'm about to get it. I'm about to take this shit to another level. So he just put on for his family in a big way. That's why I really support what they're doing, especially when they keep it boxing. They can talk all this shit they want. When he don't color outside the lines, I'm rocking with him 1,000,000%, bro. 1,000,000%. Talk his shit, have fun, promote, talk that Devin Haney shit, have fun with it, bro. But more importantly, bounce back when it's time, bro. Bounce back. Bounce back when it's time. And it's almost time. Yeah, y'all keep smashing that like button if y'all haven't, man. We wrapping up. We are wrapping up, man. So, chicken legs in the 12th. Yeah, man, you need Tierra to smash Sky. Man, we need that, man. She got a tough fight. Sky Nicholson can move really well. She's fluid. She can move really well, make it a moving target. She can make herself hard to hit, man, for sure. But Tierra Brown, I like her, man. I like Tierra Brown, y'all. I think she could win. But it ain't going to be an easy fight. My bad. I'm sitting in the dark, y'all. Sitting in the dark. Just get this melanin. Yeah, y'all smash the like button if y'all haven't. Let's make sure we hit 100 likes. I always say 1,000,000, but let's hit 100. I'll settle for 100. You know, Eddie Hearn, Snoop. Oh, yeah, you stupid. Yeah, that should be a good fight. Like I said, she can box and move really well, Sky Nicholson. She just fundamentally sound, right? Smart, pedigree. She know how to fight. But Tierra Brown, like I agree with Dub. I think he said she could be a bit of a slow starter. I think for this fight, she's gonna want to keep her she's gonna want to push the pace a bit if she can and try to keep her punch output consistent, like up. You know what I mean? Because to give herself a real chance. Because like I said, Sky can box and move, and make it a little tough and ugly. Like, you know what I mean? So Tierra Brown got to be able to cut that ring off. She got to be prepared, because I don't think she's gonna stand there and like try to trade or anything like that. She's gonna try to box her. So I think Tierra Brown got to be prepared for a boxing match, because that's what Sky is definitely gonna look to make it. So she just got to be prepared. You know what I mean? I definitely want to see her win. Eddie Hearn. Wrapping up. It's my feet. Just put your feet in your massager. You're terrible. That's in the dark or light. Look at you. Justice Week Fundora versus Booker. Fight is stream worthy. We might can call that card, bro. We might can do that joint. 420 smoking on the Annie pack. Ryan stupid. Yeah. Ryan gonna get his beat. He gonna get his, man. He gonna get his beat. He gonna get his, man. Ryan gonna get what he looking for. Hey, you got a different type of smile when he promoting Sky. I've been hearing them little rumors about Eddie and Sky too. Which fight, bro? Speaking of Eddie, he wanted to bet $1 million on this fight too. He pissed off.
So we can have a bigger bet. We can have $1 million.
You want to do $1 million on Conor bet
in escrow tomorrow morning?
He has
I'm telling you now. $1 million in escrow tomorrow morning. On what? On the fight.
You're going to bet $1 million
in escrow tomorrow morning.
Eddie, come on, Eddie. $1 million, eh? Okay. Let's find out if you're a man of your word or just a lying hype job. I formally accept your £1 million bet. And the £1 million will be our own personal money. Not company money or purse money, just a straight up bet between me and you. The money will go into escrow and the winner takes all. So now I look forward to watching you try and weasel your way out of this bet like the rodent I know you are. Good day.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I've been entertained by they build up. I want to see this fight, y'all. I'm all in for this one, bro. I want to see this. I want to see this fight. I really do want to see this fight between these two. They talking about bet, and I don't care about the bet. I just want to see them mix it up. I want to see if Conor Ben is going to be too emotional because he been fired up. He been fired up, bro. Like, he been amped up. He been, like, you know, arguing for his dad. He seems really animated to get his hands on Chris Eubank. And I've seen it happen before. I've seen that aggression and shit work against people. He don't look quite like the explosive guy that he once was before that egg situation. Now you coming up in weight. I believe it is a rehydration cause, but I don't really care about that. I think that ain't going to be the end-all, be-all in the fight. My question is, Conor mentally going to be locked in, or is he going to be too, you know, emotional and aggressive, overly aggressive? Chris Eubank is a bit of a, he could be a bit of a sniper. You got a hell of an uppercut too, man. I mean, it's gonna be a tricky fight, yo, I think. And how both guys approach this fight is gonna be key, man. So Conor just seemed like he just want to get in there and just go balls to the wall. I'm telling you, that shit could not work in your favor, and your punching power just ain't been affecting people the way we've seen it in previous fights. And whatever is the cause of that, it is what it is. It just don't seem like that's the best thing for you to be in a situation where you can't hurt guys with your punching power how you once could. Because that's half of who you are. You know what I mean? It's half of who you are. You're an aggressive guy that come forward, you know what I mean, throw punches, you try to overwhelm your guys and get them out of there. And if you can't do that, if your punching power and your pressure don't affect Chris Eubank, if he able to take your shots and weather your storm, bro, you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You in trouble. I think he fought the better competition. Obviously older than you. I don't think he older to the point where he ain't going to be able to perform or anything like that. I don't know. I think he just fought better people. I think he more battle tested. He know how it feel to lose and bounce back. He's been through the fire in fights. Shit, he's been knocked out. You know what I mean? He's been tested. Like, but not to the point where I feel like those tests just mean he can't win this fight. I feel like those tests is going to be the reason that he's able to win this fight if he does. Like I said, I just don't see Conor Ben having much of a game plan other than come in there and try to overwhelm him and knock him out. Maybe I got it wrong, but we're going to see if he's disciplined with his approach. But something tells me I think his nerves, not even his nerves, I feel like his emotions going to get the best of him. I feel like his emotions might get the best of him. He might put himself in a position where he can get caught or run into a shot. Like I said, Chris Eubank got a really good uppercut, bro. Got a really good uppercut. I could really see him catching. Wonder could he take it? I wonder how he gonna deal with Chris Eubank punching power. Chris Eubank could punch pretty good too. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, Cal. You get what I'm saying? He's so eager, like, and so aggressive and like so fired up. He mad at everything. He like he just want to dive on him and fight now. Like, bro, calm down, yo. Y'all gonna fight, dude. Chill out. His ass pissed off, boy. He want to fight bad. Look.
What the fuck you looking at?
You.
Yo, bro, people ain't came on, y'all. People ain't came on.
No.
My dude.
What the fuck you looking at?
You.
Well, come, we can have it outside, no problem. We can have it outside, no problem.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we can. We can. You think I'm mucking around? Threatening my dad? You think I'm playing games? Ever talk to my dad like that? Ever talk to my dad like that? Ever talk to... Well, don't put your hands on your son.
Listen, this is the fight game.
Do you know what I said?
This is the
fight game. Then we'll meet outside then. And we'll have it out then.
Anytime you
want.
We'll
have it out then.
Anytime you want, kid.
Do you think it was disrespectful, though, to threaten Nigel Benn in the way you did?
The
He's only defending his son.
He's defending his son. You may not understand that because that more got money in your family. Like, my dad don't run in your family. It could have been glass.
What?
It could have been anything.
Bullshit.
It could have, what do you mean bullshit?
He didn't know in the moment what was going on.
It doesn't matter what he didn't know.
Put your hands on someone's son. If anyone put their hands, on my son, I promise you they won't
Nigel couldn't defend his son when he wasn't sure what you were using to attack him?
Listen, he can do whatever he wants, but I had to issue the warning to let him know that it can't happen again.
And what would you do if he did that again?
I said he wouldn't get his hand back if he
what meaning what?
What does that mean?
It means what it means.
Tell me what that means.
I said it.
He wouldn't get his hand back. What are you going to do, cut it off?
He wouldn't get the hand back.
What does that mean?
I don't need to say anything more.
Chris, come on, you've got to explain what that means.
I don't have to do anything.
He's being clever again.
You tell a man he's not going to have his hand back.
I made the statement, and that's it.
Look, I do instigating, y'all. He was like, "What does that mean?" Come on, Chris. You got to tell us what that means, bro. You know what it means. Say he touched that man by his throat again. He ain't getting his hand back, bro. Me, he gonna put hands on him, bro. You know what he meant. Talking about, but what does that mean? What does that mean? You trying to get him to get, like, what you trying to do? Like, get him to issue threats? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you heard him. Man says, "Don't touch me." He said, "Fuck you looking at?" Look.
What fuck you looking at?
You.
He too mad, y'all.
What fuck you looking at?
You.
Well, come we.
Yo, he might be too mad, bro. He might be too mad, y'all. He might be too mad. Shout out to Pooh the Kid, my guy, man. Appreciate you, homie. Man, he might be too mad, yo. He just like, yo. And Chris Eubank over there, it's a certain sense of calm over there. Chris Eubank, right now, like if you look up the word unbothered in the dictionary, probably got a picture of Chris Eubank sitting in the corner just looking. He don't care. He's so unbothered, bro. He like laid back and he takes that energy into the ring. Chris Eubank don't get like overzealous and like he don't allow the emotion. He don't get too high or too low. He kind of stays somewhere in the middle. I mean, like he kind of lax, if anything, right? He take that shit into the ring. I don't know. I think that shit makes you able to see things more clearly, man. And he ain't operating off just purely emotion. This dude got purely emotion. Yeah, he just pissed. Host was in complete amazement. Host was trying to get him the threats. He wanted to hear the threats. Yeah, they don't like him. They don't like him. Shaywood, they don't like dude. Loving you, Eubank Jr. moves lately, doing everything perfect. He is. And I think he can win this fight. I think it's gonna be fun for us to see, man. I can't wait to see it, bro. It's gonna be a fun fight to watch for sure. For sure, man. May the best man win. I don't really have a dog in the race, but I don't know, man. Kind of want to root for Chris Eubank. I like Eubank, bro. I don't know. I like Eubank. He ain't overly tough like that, and he don't piss me off. But one more thing we're gonna touch on, y'all. I don't know if y'all seen the suspicious opponents dude. You know, the guy with the content creator that be doing the suspicious opponents. So I guess he must have did it, and Coach Calvin and them was able to run into him, man. Let me play these clips. Y'all smash the like button for anybody that didn't. We wrapping up. So last time, I just wanted to show y'all this. I thought this was crazy. This was funny that he was talking about.
The Gervonta Davis team responded to my video, my people, and it was clearly taken the wrong way. What I was trying to say in my video is that I make boxing content, and I don't want to talk about street life when you see me. That has nothing to do with my content. We talking boxing, and you talking about ex-convict. You see the switch that makes no sense, especially coming from grown men that are 50, 60 years old, and I'm in the boxing community doing something legit. They should be happy for me. Now, I'm not saying that we had a bad combo. It's true what Coach Kenny said. We had a great conversation. We came to an understanding and we understood each other, my people. But remember, this is only a little clip of it. And these people don't understand social media. I'm going to put out the clips of the whole video. And I actually got the video up on YouTube if y'all want to watch the whole thing. You feel me, my people? So 1, the video is not directly to them. It's to the whole world. 2, I make boxing content, no street life content. So I don't know why we talking street life. 3, that wasn't my camera people recording. They was doing the interview, Coach Calvin, and he decided to say, yo, I want to see suspicious opponents guy. Let's go to him. Came up to me. They was recording. I just happened to get the footage from dude. You feel me? 4, my people, I have respect for Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny. Coach Calvin actually showed me why he gets kids out the hood. He knows how to speak to them. He knows the mental of these kids. He was letting me know, yo, bro, you could do better. Your content is great. We love you. We love your content, but I think you could be even greater. Dive deeper into it, which I respect and I appreciate, Coach Calvin. I got respect for the both of y'all. You feel me? And the whole Gervonta team. I don't care to have beef with y'all. It ain't nothing like that. Then what? Why am I 5? If y'all got a problem with my boxing content, anybody that's a boxer and I've read your record and you don't like it, bro, we could get in the ring and you could show people that I'm suspicious. If it's so easy, Coach Calvin and Coach Kenny could have been like, yo, my man, get in the ring with Gervonta. Come tonight or come after the fight and we're going to show that you suspicious. Boom, I would have got in the ring, but I guess I'm too risky. Then I think we are like number 6, my people. They gave me advice that I did not ask for. If I go up to you and give you advice that you did not ask for and you barely know me, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy. You're probably going to be like, what is this dude talking about? Is that a threat or what? If I come up to you and I'm like, yo, you better watch it. There's gangsters out here. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. You're like, yo, bro, you threatening me or what? You feel me, my people? Another thing, they never go up to the commentators or reporters that work for the Zone or Matchroom or any other top promotions because they have a suit and why you feel me? No, nothing against them. But they never go up to them and be like, yo, why you talking bad about me? When a reporter just said, yo, Gervonta Davis lost that fight. It wasn't a draw, my people. He got dropped. You feel me? But they don't go up to him. They go up to me because I look just like them. I dress like them. I got tats. You feel me, my people? Now, let me know how y'all feel about this. They responded, but they clearly misunderstood what I was saying. I got no beef with them. We talking.
Yeah, that was I think it was Team Pacheco that got at him before, Cal. You know what I mean? But it's another video. I'm gonna show y'all the video of Coach Calvin. And when they approached him, walked up to him, suspicious gonna get himself knocked out. Yeah, suspicious opponents getting hot. That shit getting risky, bro. Suspicious got hands. Yeah, he said he'd get in there. Say he'd get in there with people if they want to. Say he'd be willing to get in there. I'm gonna play the other video. Smash the like if y'all haven't. Do Pacheco team. Yeah, that was Pacheco team that did that to him. Here go the other one, y'all. Here's the other one, the longer.
You get what I'm saying? So, that guy, I want to see that guy. Full suspect. Suspicious character. I want to see him.
Oh, the dude that does that, the videos?
Yeah, I want to see him. I'm going straight to him.
Okay. I might need to film that.
Yeah, you should.
We should go over there.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
You got that? Yeah, come here, man. We've been waiting on you. We've both been waiting. Oh, 95 and 13. Make sure you post it. I thought you remember. I remember. That's why I went ringside. Yes, indeed. I forgot, but Kevin Woolman. And you would. He probably trained one day.
But I beat him, and then I won the whole tournament. I fought Derek Menard after that. Eric Menard.
But you got to understand, you know boxing. It's building. You know what I'm saying? Give the guys a break, man. Give them a break, man. You get what I'm saying? You got wins. I like the come up. That's what got you where you at. But you got to tell them the world, the whole truth of building. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Always do that. When you put your guy, you have to remember. You have to remember. Because when you look at Woolman, you were right there. You were like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Could have been a good fight if you just been on point. Because a lot of the fans don't know. You know what I'm saying? You, as a boxing person, because if you go back and look at all the greats, their eras was different. You know what I'm saying? And we need to change that for the young that's coming behind them. You know what I'm saying? Because dads, coaches, you can't fight him because, boom, it's all about building. To get you that bag.
Well, it gets suspicious now. After a while, you keep fighting.
But guess what? That's the people. It don't be the fight. The fight
if I don't want to fight you, he don't want to fight you. He don't want to fight you. A bad motherfucker. What you going to say? That don't make no money? You going to fight Roach. You going to fight Roach.
So you understand what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. this day on, change it. Like I like it, but that's what got you on.
You want me to explain why?
No, as you hook them there.
Like context.
You hook them there. You explain to them. Start educating them. Guess what? In this area, we gotta save this sport. We gotta save this sport. Guess what? The sport is only for one time. That's what we do. This is their way out.
Now I respect that because I was trolling the city.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. You got the camera for me.
I was interviewing him. He's like, I want to talk to the suspicious guy.
Naeem, the dream, my guy, they all talk about that.
As you educate the other fighters,
Jay, my guy, man. Al Booger, my guy, man.
Fighters come
all with it, man.
It's not a school sport. So the Zay thing, cross on that con. He's a boxer. He got something going on up here. You gotta be careful. You might cross him.
I mean, I'm ready. You don't know what I'm saying. Like,
you might cross him in a restaurant.
I'm gonna watch that time. I'm gonna watch that TV.
Just remember this
Jay
conversation.
Fiore.
I'm just saying, you know, I'm not.
Look, we love you. We love you. I love what you're doing. I'm looking out for my brothers. You understand what I'm saying? Explain, educate. Educate. I love what you're doing. Especially you know, but once you hook them, explain it. Why is why? Because then you get people to you out of level. Because a lot of kids don't know. They don't know. They just do this.
That's what Black said. I know what you're saying in your videos, and everything it makes sense because you know what I'm saying. Whatever, that's how you grab it. But to the regular fans and casuals, they not understanding. They taking it as, that guy's a bum.
As me coming to you, start educating you. And when you sit back and look what you did, changing up, I love Coach Calvin. This is just taught me something. That's what we get you to the real business.
Nah, I appreciate
it. We get you to the real business. You know what I'm saying? We need to educate you so you then understand. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't have a clue how fighters get what they get at. You know what I'm saying? To get to the bag.
Actually,
You got to build your fighters out here. You got to get touched without that hand. You got to get the kidneys to the competition.
The transition from the average approach to the parallel, this dude like 40 and over that. We still don't know.
No, we don't know, but that's their angle. He was trying to fight Shakur. That's their angle.
For me, I was getting this.
Listen, that's his angle of trying to get in, to get to that bag. But a lot of the promoters get hips and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It was a great match. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that was a great match right there. You know what I'm saying? So you understand what I'm saying? Things like this is a great match because I said, that's not a bad formula right there. Because guess what? His name is Mitchell. We have a billion boxers. Only a few names are mentioned. Am I right or wrong? See, that's all I want to say. It's nice to meet you.
Nice seeing you. Thank you, man.
Yeah, you got to respect that, man. And I get what Coach saying. Like overall, like he gonna do his content, how he gonna do his content, right? But for me, I never thought he was meaning it to be harmful. I always thought he had like a comedic vibe to the suspicious opponents with the energy and all that. Suspicious opponents, my people. So I never seen it as a big deal. But I've spoke to somebody else on the phone and he even said the same thing. Like he could see how that could be like an issue for him. So I get it. You know what I mean? But what Coach was basically saying to him is just now that you got people, you got them hooked. Now educate them. You get what I'm saying? Like he talking about the building process. Like you would say people got suspicious opponents, but these guys got to be built a certain way. And him being a former boxer himself, he know how that shit go. You get what I'm saying? So he know how that shit go. Oh, no idea who that is. He said I'm old. It's the dude. He got like he got a YouTube. We got a TikTok. I'm assuming Instagram where he be like, the suspicious opponents, my people. He'll be like, who got suspicious opponents, this or that. You get what I'm saying? It's just something that was kind of catchy. And I think he don't mean no harm. And I think he just do it to be funny. You get what I'm saying? So he been making his rounds like getting yoked up by fighters, making little. He's a content creator, so that's all he mean. Coach is just telling them, don't, when you put that out there like that, people interpret it like you just calling people bums or saying they're not good and they ain't fighting nobody. He like, instead of doing that, just educate them, like, you know, school them now that you got them, let them know why they fighting this guy when they fighting him. So I look at his content as harmless, like it's good fun. He don't mean nothing by it. Like me even being a fighter, I never watched his video and felt like he was shitting on the fighter. I think he just be having fun with it. Oh, the suspicious opponents, my people. You know what I'm saying? So it's light. It's light. Like, you get what I'm saying? I've seen people do so much worse. Like, that's the type of dude, if you see him, he can do content with you and y'all can have fun with it. Like he one of them, it seemed like, from what I've been watching and observing and seeing. So I think he means well. Funny dude, man. Cool dude for sure. But again, man, much love to everybody, man. Yeah, Coach Cal and Coach Kenny, they just talk to him like real ones. You know what I mean? Just like putting them up on game, like, could be offensive. It could kind of be held in a different light too. But I know overall, you know, dude probably feel like his intent matters. Like, he's not intending to be, you know, shitting on people, just having fun with it. So it's risky. It come with something. You just got to know what comes with it. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But shout out to them. Shout out to boxing. We just gave boxing its just due, how we always do. I appreciate everybody pulling up, rocking out, every super chat, every cash app, every like, every view. We rock with y'all. Much love from the Just Do family to everybody in the chat, the entire chat. Don't mess with Texas, my guy, 619, Cali Factor. Peace, man. Much love. Shout out to my sis, Melanin Queen. And I know we'll get there. Y'all didn't hit the like button. Make sure you do. Make sure your notifications on. And most importantly, make sure y'all pop up 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, man. We trying to keep growing, more engagement, more growth. We just going to keep building and having these conversations. Y'all know how we do over here, man. Star Fox, my dog. Peace to my baby girl, Al Booger, 619, Melanin Queen, Tate, my dog, man, Cal Cooler, Miss Serena, how you doing, man? Peace to the family. Now, even the rest of the game, man. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all good Wednesday. And like I said, y'all gotta make sure y'all get in touch with me. For those who haven't, some of y'all did. We got to get these shirts to y'all, so y'all got to make sure y'all give me some type of contact information, so that way I can make sure I get them out to y'all. Some people I already have it. Shout out to my dog Seawood in the Cash App, supporting the grind. My dog, he said for the cook, want to make sure.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your Just Do.
Shout out to Seawood, man. Drop the coin, man. Shout out to my dog. Appreciate you, man. And that Cash App, much love to Seawood. Like I said, if you gave me your shirt size, make sure you get in touch with me. I don't care if you email me. It's in the description on the channel. Hit the email, Twitter, Facebook, IG. Get in touch with me. Get me some type of contact information so we can get these shirts to y'all. And we just going to keep building. So, again, appreciate everybody for the support. And y'all know I see all of y'all tomorrow, 4 p.m. Don't meet me here. Beat me here. So with that, we up out of here, y'all. Peace to the fan.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see him jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, his channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word him up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
Jusdueboxing in the building, 4 o'clock shorty, man. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. He's going to be live today at 4 o'clock, man. And he's going to be spewing some good stuff as he always do with an unbiased approach, man. He's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
What's going on? And one of my favorite channels, if y'all into that pugilistic perfection, if y'all into that boxing, that's that boy Jusdueboxing here on YouTube. Make sure y'all check out Jusdueboxing, the only unbiased boxing channel on YouTube, because I am